Dire team ban.
Alright. Let me just throw this bad boy on real quick. Just for a little bit. There we are.
Radiant team ban.
There we are.
Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
That's all working. Forgive me, you folks in Dota TV.
Radiant team pick.
Set up over here.
Dire team pick.
Over there.
Dire team ban.
That's there. Very nice. Where's my Twitter? There we go.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Dag nabbit.
Dire team ban.
Alright. There we are. Dang, I am rusty crusty right now from all this. Let me see if I cannot get myself organized here for you dolls in Dota TV. You're gonna have to allow me one moment to get all set up, of course. Gotta. It's been a while.
5 seconds remaining.
All
Reserve
right, load
time.
that up. Hold there, sir. Turn that down. All right. Put this bad boy over here. Very nice. Very nice. All right, here we are.
Radiant team ban.
Back in it. Very happy to be back. It's been a long weekend of Dota activity, if you didn't already know. Delicious, nutritious MLB Columbus. MLB? My goodness, MLG.
Radiant team pick.
Do you know when these matches are up? As someone who is trying to learn to cast, can defy. Well, you got to get yourself vouched into the IXDL in-house league. And you can go over to ixdl.net, I believe, and try to go to their vouching area and let them know that you're a caster and see if you can get yourself vouched. And then in that program, which will be more self-explanatory, if you will, over there, they can address you with more information about getting in there so you can see when these games go up. Otherwise, you could just look out for them to pop up on the Dota TV when you have a ticket and cast from the outside, which I started doing, and then use those to submit, and hopefully they'll let you in. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in this mess. Did my camera freeze? Is that my frozen webcam right there? That is a frozen webcam. There we go. What the pickle was that? Alright. I'll go ahead and leave this live for a little bit because I just got on. But as you can see, the draft is underway. This is apparently a non-ticketed match. That's unfortunate, but we'll just consider it a nice little late warm-up here. Alright. So what do we have here? Nice series set of drafts here. A first pickup of Elder Titan. And they snag up the Venomance as well. Interesting that those guys got through the early banning. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and actually switch this over. I want to be able to be in the zone for this. In the zone. It's real unfortunate this isn't ticketed.
10 seconds remaining.
I am not going to deny you people out there watching from Twitch. So we're going to get that going. We got some big names in this game as well, so it's well worth my attention here. To give you a full rundown of the people playing this match, on the Radiant team, Pandago Trout Fear, Asian Fail Loki 57, and on the Dire team we have Mason, Fingo, Ifrit, Demon, and Force. Some of them are running up with different aliases, like you do. So I'll try my best to relay over the proper player name, but you're going to have to forgive me if I don't know it.
Reserve time.
Anyways, the draft is running rather quickly, as you can see here. As bans on the Dire team, we got the Clockwork, Lich, Marana, Lifestealer, and on the Radiant side, they went all the way through with all their bans, getting rid of Death Prophet, Pugna, Bounty Hunter, Obsidian, or the OD rather, and Alchemist. And so far on the Radiant team, they've picked up the Visage.
Radiant
Nice.
team pick.
It's fantastic support. Was one of the MVP supports of this past weekend. Always a #1 pickup. And they decided to go out with the Timbersaw, heavy burst damage, becoming a top 5 pickup in competitive Dota in this latest 6.79 patch. Bane, the ever so versatile, as well as the Gyrocopter. And obviously we've seen
10 seconds
Gyrocopter
remaining.
used heavily this past weekend, especially by the likes of Havos with
5
those mini
seconds
rapier.
remaining.
And of course, Burning himself playing the Gyrocopter and playing it pretty swimmingly, if you
time.
will. And on the Dire team, they pick up the Elder Titan, Venomancer, Rubik, and Nyx Assassin. So from what they have right now, I mean, obviously for the Radiant, they're looking to roll the Timbersaw off lane, I would assume, and a Gyro in the safe lane. They have already Bane and Visage. Their supports are set. You could expect them to go ahead and pick up what could potentially be their mid lane if they decide not to roll with the Timbersaw mid lane. But perhaps someone for maybe Fear to pick up and go to the mid lane. And on the Dire, they have the Elder Titan. It's always great to pick up the Elder Titan nice and early. He's very versatile. You're able to pick and choose, move around as the draft goes on. They pick up the early Venomancer, which I have to say something about Venomancer. Great support. Very popular pickup. Always a pleasure to see him. Of course, you know, after not being, you know, he's in the shadows in previous patches, coming into his own in this latest 6.79 patch is one of the top pickups. From what I saw, especially this past weekend in Columbus, not many Venomancers did that good. I saw obviously the safe lane, you know, babysitting Venomancers. We saw Mushi play Venomancer mid, but I never really saw Venomancer be very successful. But they're going to go ahead and they're going to pick him up this time around, and they have the Rubik and Nyx Assassin as well. And then they're going to go ahead and finish things off with their #1 roll of Aluna, and they do go for the mid on the Radiant side, and Truff is going to grab it, looks like right off the bat, and they're going to go with the Puck. Very nice pickup right there. So good overall team, a lot of mobility. Obviously the silence is going to be a nice big factor going against the Elder Titan if they want to get some sort of early pickoffs, and the isolation that Bane's going to lay out is going to be very nice. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have Timbersaw on your team, especially along with the Visage. The burst damage he's going to be able to throw down, especially with that pure damage, and the Visage's soul assumption. It's going to be a havoc. And I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to roll together in that top lane instead of just allowing Timbersaw to go by himself and then allowing a little extra space for Gyrocopter, who's going to look to push it to the late game.
Remaining.
They're going to want to give him as much space as possible so he can build up all that farm.
5 seconds remaining.
And the same thing goes for Luna on the Dire team. Most likely seeing her roll to the top safe lane. They're going to push this one to the long haul, I believe. And it looks like we do have a remake. Maybe, hopefully, they will rehost it into what could be a ticketed match. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to peace out from this one. Boom. Hop into this bad boy. Put myself over right over here. And we're going to change out Neo Dota because, well, it's not Neo Dota right now. We're going to update that. And there we are. And hopefully this one maybe will be ticketed. That'd be pretty swell. Though they won't show it right off the bat because it is going to be an all pick. And typically there's a bug with some sort of all pick and not having the ticketed screen right here. So don't be put off. That's not the case. Could try to ask and see if that's the case. We'll find out. They're going to go ahead. They're going to all pick right into the heroes they had. And we're going to get this game underway. We're going to call it a warm-up, all right? A warm-up for me, a warm-up for you, a warm-up for some of the players. From what I'm seeing here, the Radiant are going to be playing very... I want to say they're going to play more on the passive side. And on the Dire team, they're rolling with some of the big guns here. They got the Nyx Assassin, the roaming ability. Obviously, Rubik's always a great initiator early into the match with the telekinesis. Venomancer can lay out lots of damage, even if he has to sacrifice himself to do so. So I'm thinking we're going to see a lot more aggression, especially from the Dire side, and not so much from the Radiant. They're looking at more just funnel as much farm as possible towards the Gyrocopter. But with that said, we're going to get a game underway. Typically, I know people are, you know, are going to expect me to go with the big introduction here, but it is a little late. It's my first game warm-up. It's been a while. I took the whole weekend to really enjoy the Columbus. And go ahead and just adjust some settings here. I'll go to the game interface and Slow down this camera. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Boom. With that said, let the games begin. And I'll go ahead and start right off bat with the Radiant team. Loki 57 is going to play the Timber Saw. He's heading to the off lane right at the top. Trouf is going to be on the puck, taking himself to the mid lane. No surprises there. 5-4-1, I believe is Fear. E.g. Fear is going to go Gyro, or yeah, Gyrocopter in the bottom lane, along with Agent Fail on the Visage, and of course Bane Pandago, who's got to be up there for most games played in the NEL, hanging around the bottom lane as well. So they're going to go ahead and really play the bodyguard for this Gyrocopter bottom lane, build up as much space as possible for him. On your Dire team, we have Ice Queen 97 playing the Luna, hanging around the top lane. Fango on the Venomancer. We have Let It Go, Elder Titan in the mid lane, a little Bulba factor there. Ifrit playing the Rubik in the top lane, and finally your Nyx Assassin, played by Four, is going to hang around in the off lane for the Dire. So he's going to have a bit of a tricky time here in this off lane, going against the likes of the Bane and Visage, but Visage has already rotated himself all the way to the top. Is he indeed going to roll with the Timber Saw on the top lane? It is a very nice combo, and it's going to be very hard to go up against the Rubik and the Venomancer, but if I had to do it, I would think that Timber Saw is one of the better bets to do so. He does have the mobility. Expect him to get an early Timber Chain here, otherwise he's going to be forced to play it very, very safe, almost too safe. We're going to pop up this lasted deny window for everyone to look over. I believe tickets are enabled for this. I believe they remade it to a hosted ticketed game. So we'll find out for sure, though, once the first blood rolls out and if items do drop. So we'll find out. A little more aggression here early in the mid lane. Trouf, you could expect to lay it hard. They are going to roll the Elder Titan in the mid lane. Puck is a... Oh, Loki taking a lot of damage here. He's got to be careful. Hasn't picked his first skill yet. A little OMG factor for him. And in the bottom lane, Force is going to be played very safe. He's going to hide out in the woods, trying to just soak up as much XP as possible, not really drawing a lot of attention. They're already hunting for him. They lay out the aggressive Observer Ward. And are they going to find him here? No, they're not going to scout him out just yet. He's just going to try to play it safe here. A little of that bounty hunter factor, if you will. And already Trouf just a slight lead in the mid lane, 7-1, to match up against Elder Titan 6-0. But I would have to be more happy with Trouf getting a level 6 earlier in the game next to the Elder Titan. We'll be able to use it a lot more. Expect him to get it quick and early, and perhaps think about being a little more mobile, taking his business to the other lanes and laying out some early ganks. Little Carrion Storm, how's it going? If you guys are listening in, if this is indeed a ticketed match, which I guess we could find out if it is. No, I don't. You know what? It doesn't look like it might be. That's a bummer. I'm not too sure. We'll just call it a warm-up. We'll just call it a warm-up for ourselves right now. I'm not positive or not if the drops are on. They might not be. The first time hosted around it was not ticketed. They did do a rehost, a remake. Not exactly sure why. AP does have that bug where it doesn't show off the bat if it's ticketed or not. Well, I guess we'll find out once the first blood goes off. It is ticketed, they're saying. So that's good. So now I have a ticket, and I am in the broadcast channel. So if that is the case, you can get drops from hanging out with me here at twitch.tv/Kotlguy. Bottom lane, they do finally find out Forrest. He's got to be careful here. He's taking a lot of damage. Full rocket barrage laid out. Laying out the Carapace is going to be forced to get back and play it safe. So good aggression. They finally spot him out, and he's a little bummed about that. Was sitting pretty right there in a little bit of that jungle spot, getting all delicious XP. He's going to try to get 6 as quickly as possible so he can begin to assert his force in the mid game. And definitely help out mid lane, taking out the puck. Sooner rather than later. I'm trying to think, wait. Everybody has these crazy names. Okay, Let It Go. It is a demon on the Elder Titan. Just love to change their names. It's a decent amount of aggressive, but it is 15 to Demon's 13. A slight nod for the puck in the mid lane. Loki going to be forced to sit back, so relatively even so far. They are shoving the offlaners out and asserting themselves. So relatively even draft so far. The Gyro versus the Luna, both very proficient, strong late gamers. We'll definitely give the advantage slightly towards the Gyrocopter. He is a BKB builder, and that will be nice to have going against the Luna, especially with the Eclipse. A little bit of rotation here. Ifrit camping out the top. They're waiting around for the 4-minute rune. protect it for his man Demon. Demon taking a lot of damage here. There goes the orb. One more auto attack. It will not be enough. He's forced to bottle up and sit back a bit. Lays out the Astral. One punch to the face. Trough taking a bit of damage himself, but they're going to trade. Here we go. Meanwhile, bottom lane, a sleep laid out. They're going to try to make something happen. Here comes the Rocket Barrage, the Grave Chill. The Carapace stops for a bit. He lays out the Sun, the big Soul Assumption, and there's the first blood. And there you go. As you can see, the prizes awarded. Dire Rich Bitch, Bene, Solamore. Congratulations on your first blood items. And there's the sign. Items are enabled. We're going to gain some delicious sweet tournament drops. Oh, hell yeah. What the hell? Everyone else died. Meanwhile, mid lane got so excited about the items dropping. I didn't even notice. Mid lane, Trough did fall to the Elder Titan. And Rubik took out... Or Trough took out Demon, and then Rubik came in and took out Trough. So in the mid lane, they did trade off. Trough, though, getting a slight upper hand. He did manage to finish off Demon, getting that XP and gold, but will eventually fall to the Rubik. Here we go. Coil laid out. He wants more. He's making a move on Demon, but Rubik's here once more. Telekinesis up, down. Trough goes down. Wasn't expecting the Rubik to still be in the area. He was, and they went ahead and counter-initiate and take out Trough. The score now even 2-2. And leading the pack as far as CS, the Luna and the Gyrocopter. So both sitting the same in their pretty little tri-lane. About 33 to 34 CS. Forrest hanging nearby. He knows that he can soak half that XP from the neutrals. Thank you very much, 6.79. But the Grave Chill laid out. They're making a hunt. Fear pops the Rocket Barrage, taking a lot of damage, but will it be enough? It won't. And he's going to go ahead and step back. Just really assert the lane. Rubik's thinking about making a go at the bottom lane, but will pull back. All the meanwhile, Demon's gonna opt to get a little bit of extra farm in the jungle. And Ice Queen 97 already has the Midas in hand. So a quick Midas pit up. While the Gyro has a Midas of his own. So nice early Midas game for both of them. They're definitely looking to take it to the long haul, build up as much gold as possible. Very similar. You're going to expect to see the puck in mid-game begin to roam around and take advantage of that coil a lot more. Same goes with the Nyx Assassin. Going to assert himself through the game. Relatively even as far as everything goes. And what can be a very long game. I guess a big factor will also be if the Timbersaw. I like Timbersaw a lot more as an off-laner with the Nyx Assassin. Obviously, it'll be easily counterable, and if any of them decide to go any sort of dust sentry in the lane. Meanwhile, Loki taking a lot of damage here. The Gale flies, briefly blocked up by the ward. A nice Eclipse popped by Ice Queen. Timber chains up, but it will not be enough, and Luna gets the kill. 2 for 3 for the Dire team. Luna could be sitting a lot more pretty. Already has 1,500 gold in the bank with a Midas on hand. So that's no good. The Radiant team are going to have to look to push it up a lot more. Midas on hand and a Bassi with about 500 to bank for Fear. Meanwhile, Trough, as you can see, has the DD popped in hand. He's now going to be going one-on-one with the Rubik. It looks like Demon was forced to step away from the mid lane, has the phase boots. And we're going to see Loki taking himself right back to the off lane. Level 5, he's looking to get his level 6 right off the bat. Smoke laid out. Fingo and Demon making rotations to the bottom lane. This is a big rotation by the Dire team. They want to make sure they take down the Gyrocopter right away. They don't want to allow him to get any more farm, and especially not assert himself more than the Luna on their team. So they got to take him out right away. The supports are nearby in the jungle, but they're not quite close enough. Call down happens. Stun. Carapace. They're laying out a lot of damage. Will they take him down? Oh, wow. Force taking a lot of damage. Wow, he's still alive. Finally, they punch him down, but will they pay the price? Demon eats a lot. They take out the Venoman, so they trade 1-for-1 right now. Demon running deep in the jungle. Pandago will spot him out. They're going to go for a mini-man fight, but here comes Loki from the top lane. They finish him off. Now it's a 2-for-2. One support and the Gyro in exchange for the mid laner and the support. So slight favor for the Dire team here. Forrest TPing out. He will get away. So a bit of a tiff in the bottom lane. We'll have give the nod, though, to the Dire, as they're managed to take down the Gyrocopter right off the bat. All the meanwhile, Luna still farming away in the top lane. Did spend the gold. You can see on... Wow, the Boots of Travel. Early pickup for the Luna. A bit unorthodox, but he has the farm, so why not, right? The extra map mobility won't hurt. Mr. Inferno, how's it going? The casting? Well, I'd say it's going okay. It is a warm-up I would consider for myself. I did take the time, like everyone else this weekend, to enjoy MLG Columbus. I was very eager to get back into the casting seat.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Took a lot of notes, learned a lot from watching. It was a pleasure. It was a great experience. I'm sure everyone else enjoyed it. But I'm happy to be back. It's late night here. I had a very aggressive day at work. I'm definitely happy to take it easy right now and just cast some NEL. It's an NEL Season 2 matchup. Some popular faces here. Demon, Trout, Fear, all in the party here. 4 for 5, your score. Slight advantage for the Dire team, but I will have to give them a lot more than just that. You can see the gold's only a little bit in their favor. Oh no, action here on Demon. They lay out the coil, but here comes Asian. Grave Chill, Soul Assumption is ready. Fires it off and does get it. 5 for 5 now, even up. They take Demon down once more. He's going to go ahead and go for a quick buyback. Get right back to the farming. So that's all good and fun, but they did lose the Gyro. Gyro's going to have to step it up a little more if he wants to catch up with the likes of the Luna. Goes for the power treads. But a Luna already has about 1k in the bank, farming very well. As you can see, Timbersaw picks up his mana boots. We'll go ahead and flash up these items for everyone to look over. Fingo. Belt of Strength in hand. No Midas Gaming for him. He's going to go what looks like an early power treads. And 541. He's got that Morbid Mask. Going to build that into a Helm of the Dominator. No real surprise there. Trout making aggression here on Fingo in the top lane. Nice dodge of the Gale, and they're going to take him down. Nice assistance by Loki to lay out the damage, and they do work right away. So another great pickoff here. They're just as expected and said earlier. Trout happy to use his new level 6 in the coil to get as many pickoffs in this mid game as possible. Although meanwhile, as you can see, Nyx Assassin's been still hanging around this bottom lane, not really being as mobile as I'd like to see him, using that Vendetta and asserting himself. But as you can see, the Radiant team are very good about laying out these sentry wards in the lane, especially for their mid game. And they feel pretty confident, maybe pushing for this tier 1 in the mid. They do take the tier 1. And they're going to make a rotation here. Smoke laid out. Are they going to defend this? They lay out the fortification. Blink in by Trout. Coil only lands on 1. Lays out the orb. Trying to make a move on Demon. They take out the Rubik. Very nice. They're going to travel through the woods now. Here comes Nyx Assassin. Big ult by Demon. It will miss. They lay out the Impale. They catch Pandago. A few more hits will do it. He sleeps himself. Nice. Heads to the north and juke back. Timbershaw shows up. Great ultimate by Pandago. Takes out Demon. Now they're making a turn on Forest. This is disastrous right now for the Dire team. 3 down. Now they're going for Fingo. That's a huge soul assumption, taking a lot of damage. Trout once more. Doesn't have the mana to orb in. Whoa! The Timber Chain will not land. But they're happy to take the 3-man trade, and they defend the tier 1. Good mobility, good momentum by the Radiant team to rotate themselves to the mid lane and take it to them. Gyrocopter in the meantime gets a little bit of extra farm in the top lane, but is it comparable to the Luna? Luna, interesting enough, I don't know if the Boots of Travel early was going to be worth it. I mean, she's able to move herself around the map, find the spots to get the farm right away, but his team is falling behind as far as these team fights. They're not able to hold their own. The initiation now, Trout with the Blink Dagger is going to be very big. The Blink and Silence, it will shut down the likes of the Rubik and the Venomancer, and even Demon. The initiation they have to offer isn't quite as impressive. They have Forest with the Vendetta to get into the mix, but as long as the Radiant keep laying out these sentries, they're going to see it coming. And they're always going to have the upper hand. Turtles, how's it going? Dan Baller, Ash Schaefer, pleasure as always to see some familiar faces in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Alright, aggression in the bottom lane. They're going right for Fear, taking a lot of damage here. They're going to be able to pick them off. One more attack should do it, and they do. So just like that, Dire right back in it. They're happy. Trout shows up to the party. Only has enough mana for the coil. They lay down Forest. They take out the Rubik. They want to get vengeance here, but Trout, a little overcommitted. Didn't have enough mana to do anything after the coil will fall. They laid the sleep on Demon. A 1-for-1 trade, but the Gyro did fall. Demon take a lot of damage. The Soul Assumption more than enough to finish him off. And Trout bought back. Appears back to the bottom lane, but Fingo is long gone. And unfortunately, they do end up getting 2 for the 1, but Gyro did fall once again. And all the meanwhile, Luna is going for the tier 1 in the top lane. So I have to think that the Dire are pretty happy with this. Trouf probably should have considered the idea of making the rotation to the top lane instead and trying to defend this, or at least scare away Ice Queen. But no, he wanted to get more blood. The tier 1 is not there. 8 seconds till Blink Dagger. Orb was already used. And the rest of his team, Loki behind, but has pretty low mana. The Timber Chain is available. Will not have much to offer after that. And the mana boots are down as well. Asian Fail's also sitting pretty far back. I don't think they're going to make anything happen here. They might have to lose the tier 1 in their top lane in exchange for that fight. And I definitely would have to favor the Dire team after all that. Taking down the Gyro and possibly taking this tier 1. No. Rotation's in. She's unable to get it. Fear pops up top. Evil Cheese Man, I missed you too. Thanks for the shout out there. Oh, here we go. Is this gonna be a throw to the cliff? It will not matter though, being Puck. He takes the orb, shoots himself to the top, manages to sneak away with a delicious DD rune. Nice little maneuver there, Rubik. Meanwhile, Forrest making advancements in with the Vendetta. Isn't quite spotting out Loki from behind. They are going to see it, but he sees the corner. He wants that instead. Oh, a nice big punch from Forrest right into the back, taking out the courier. Oh, very unfortunate for the Radiant team. But delicious bonus item drops for the viewers. Oh no, meanwhile, holy shit, Ice Queen on the run. Taking lots of damage. Here comes the long ball rocket. No rotations yet by the rest of the team. He wants this kill. Nope. He will pull back, and there goes a rotation enough to scare him away. Meanwhile, Impale laid out by Forrest, and now the Gale. Pandago in a bit of trouble, going to be forced to TP back. All the meanwhile, a double kill by Demon in the mid lane area. Managed to take out both Timbersaw and Trouf on the puck. 11-9 your score. It is for the Radiant team, but if we go ahead and look over the goal graphic, still see it's starting to dip towards the Dire. Big sleep laid out by Demon. He's making a run for it. There goes an ultimate. They won't fall for it, but it gives him the space to go for the TP, and they will not be able to stop it, and he gets away. Forrest, why is he still here? I don't know. Lays out the Impale. A Gale helped by Venomancer, but it won't be enough, and they might allow Fear to get this quick pick off. Soul Assumption flies, and Pandago gets the last hit. Not sure why Nyx Assassin tried to come in. Demon made his way out. He was just in the area. Meanwhile, Loki now making advancement on Fingo. Fingo going to be forced to step back, has no more mana to contribute, and Rubik will show up to the party. Still has that orb on hand, blinks in, takes away what looks like the chakram of his own. Will eat a lot of damage here. The sleep, oh man, that might have saved him for a brief moment. Oh no, he's gonna get away with this. Very unfortunate sleep by Pandago, but the Soul Assumption will secure the kill. Now Demon, a bit of a sloppy fight here. One by one they go. And now we'll go ahead and go back to a little bit of the calm. Ice Queen picks up the illusion in the bottom lane. As you can see, picks up the Helm of the Dominator, but Trouf catches her out, blinks herself away, a little nervous about the Eclipse. Couldn't riff the whole thing. And look at that, Luna already. Reliable Yasha in hand, Helm and Dominator on your own. If you go ahead and compare that to Fear, Fear's going straight for that BKB. Very smart idea. Does work very well against the Luna. It's going to nerf her from not being able to use the Eclipse, and they're going to have to shoot for a pure man fight. We'll see if he decides to go Rapier, a little bit of that Columbus Fest we saw earlier.
Radiant's bottom
lane
tower
Trouf
is under
scouting
attack.
it out nearby. I wish I knew the hotkey for checking the vision by the team. They have these aggressive wards up here. They can see things. They know Luna's thinking about going for these. They need a bit more rotation. Trouf's going to be able to blink in and silence. And she's spotted by the familiars. Quick blink in. There goes the orb. Ice Queen's going to force to step back. Nice coil lands. Oh no, he's going to be able to TP away. Silence, it won't. He got him. The silence adds enough damage that when she flies from the coil, does take her out. Nice job by Trouf. Manages to do it alone and take out the Luna. Luna, when she saw the familiar, should have got herself out of there, but was greedy enough to stay for the kill, for the Ancients rather. And now Fear making advancements on Demon. Demon drops the big ult. He's thrown right back into it. The call down, but so much damage. And Demon manages to get away with that, and they take out the Gyro. They trade carry for carry here. 14-10 your score. And about 18 minutes in. Not too sure who to give a favor to right now. Both teams doing a great job finding the pickoffs on each carry.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know, I can't help but feel like the Radiant just have a little bit more advantage here. The mobility is just a little more. The initiation, they have a little more of that as well.
Radiant's
Obviously,
top tower
Gyrocopter
is
picking up the
under
BKB is going to be nice. Luna already building towards that damage, though. It doesn't choose just yet to go for a BKB. We could see if she decides to do so. Already has 1,000k. 1,000k. 1k gold if she decides to go for the Ogre Club. Trouf lays out the silence, forced to step back. It won't be enough. All the meantime, Timbersaw does take out the Demon. Demon buys back. Shows back up to mid lane with company. Rubik manages to take the... Oh, wow. Nice pickup. Picks up the Fiend's Gift. Bandego calls it out. Nice pickup by Rubik there. They're going to need to use it. Meanwhile, Luna farming away in the Radiant jungle. And Fear, of course, farming in the Dire jungle. Relatively mirror match we have going on here. Rotations had by the Dire team, scavenging things out. Loki picking up the Soul Booster. Obviously building into the Bloodstone. No real surprises there. Nyx Assassin, nothing real new as far as that goes. The Urn on hand. Making a little more momentum with the Vendetta. Still would like to see a lot more. And a Force Staff picked up by Pandego. Force Staff Gaming. Something we saw a lot of this past weekend. Some called it the MVP of Columbus was the Force Staff. Just such a great tool. And if you don't know why, just so much to offer. So much survivability to add, especially to your carries. As a support player.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Call down laid out by Fear, trying to thwart them back. Ice Queen don't care, laying out the damage. Wants to get a nice deny by Pandego, but he looks like he will pay for it. Rubik feeds over the kill. And they're going to go ahead and they're going to keep pushing forward, it looks like here. They're going to pull back. There is a sentry laid out right here by the Radiant team. They can see. Laid out, lands on poor little Asian fail. But they are going to hold the tier 2. Force the Dire to go back. Luna going to sweep right through the jungle, building up the farm. Looking at the gold, still sitting pretty heavy. 5k gold lead for the Radiant team. Team Ham Ham, if you will. Fear farming up some nice stacks on Ancients very wisely, using the Wild Wing to stack them. He's going to get right back in it with a farm. 500 in hand. BKB complete. We'll see if he decides to use it and they want to come together and make a team fight happen, but I would not expect that. Probably going to proceed to keep farming. Great wards laid. Now they're looking at Trouf. Great blink in. Blink picked up by Rubik, making moves on Trouf. Falls it with the newfound ultimate from Bane, and oh, the Great Rift. It will not be enough. He manages to blink himself away. There goes the Silence of Coil, but it will to be no avail there. The rest of the team not nearby to literally capitalize on that, and Trouf will fall. Nice work by Ifrit there, using the newfound Blink Dagger, plus the Bane ultimate he recently picked up, and they take out Trouf. Nice little pick off for them. 15-2 your score. Still advantage for the Radiant team. All the meanwhile, Demon pushing towards the bottom lane. They still have a tier 1 here they could take. The rotation's already made by the rest of the Radiant. Here comes Loki. They lay out the sleep. He will be caught trying to Timber Chain away, and Demon will just get out of there. Adding a little bit of pressure. Tier 1 still available. Pandego laying out the smoke for a little extra mobility. As Fear continues to ravage through the jungle and build up as much farm as possible. It's gonna come down to potentially what could be one great fight. Both teams just laying it all on the line. They're gonna wait till they are farmed and ready to step into the game. Not the most pleasant of strategies to watch. There is a few pickoffs here and there. Timbersaw always makes things nice and flavorful. Rotations by the Radiant, but right behind the Dire. They might be able to take out the Demon quickly, but here comes the rest of the Dire team from the north. Oh no, Rubik caught here with the sleep, laying out serious damage. Loki gonna be able to catch him off right there, and they take 2 quickly, and the Nyx Assassin stuck in Vendetta was unable to contribute too much.
Radiant's top tower is under
All the
attack.
meanwhile, Ice Queen farming away here in the top lane.
Dire's middle tower is
Shadow
under
Blade
attack.
picked up. Oh, nice. Long ball ultimate. The team rotates in. One big call down. And Fear finishes him off. This could be it. The morale was already low for the Dire team. We're getting that early pickoff. The momentum and the mobility by this Radiant team to rotate into these opportunities, to communicate with each other. They're really being able to capitalize on it. A little overzealous by the Dire team to go for this tier 1. The rest of the team wasn't quite there and able to help. And they get picked off once more. As you can see, the gold graph probably shooting right up there. As you can see, 6k gold lead, 6k plus. Fear very happy with that. Already has, wow, 3k, 3.2k in the bank. We'll see if he decides to go for that early Satanic or maybe just a little more damage. Oh, Demon Edge picked up. You can see an early Rapier into a Aegis that they can quickly pick up from the early level 1 Roshan. They can take it down quickly if they get the space to do it. Or perhaps maybe just an early MKB. We'll see. There's always hope. Maybe he's feeling that Pavos factor. And try to one-up him and get maybe 4 Rapiers. By then, this Dire team might be
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
too morally strucken to contribute to the fight anymore. Fingo scouting things out. Staff of Wizardry. He's going to actually build into a Necro book early. We'll go ahead and take this moment to flash up some of the items as already stated out. Rubik was able to pick up the Blink Dagger himself. Demon's got the drums. A little more survivability doesn't hurt. Ice Queen is going to build into that BKB now. Medallion by Asian Fail, so they'll be able to do Roche rather quickly if given the opportunity. BKB on both Trouf and the Gyrocopter. And all the meanwhile, in the bottom lane, they managed to take out Demon and Rubik rather quickly. And now they're going to try to push through this bottom lane. Sitting pretty right now, 20 to 12 your score. And they're going to go ahead and... They could get this rather easy if they wanted to. Only 3 are up. Obviously, they won't be able to buy back and get right into it. Meanwhile, Asian failed. They want to go ahead and defend to the mid lane. Ice Queen caught up. Is invis, though. Trough trying to get it with the coil. Oh, a nice guess for the Shocker, but it won't be enough to pick him off, and she will get away. Good Shadow Blade save. It looked really close. I got a little too obligated with this bottom lane to miss it, unfortunately. And now he's going to take a little bit of the Dire Ancients for himself. He's going to build into that MKB. It's going to be a lot of damage. And when you compare that to Luna's damage, it's going to be a lot more, especially... Especially when you're considering that Gyro has the flat cannon. He's going to be contributing a lot more damage to everyone. I know that Luna has the glaive, but I don't know if it's going to be quite as comparable to the flat cannon that Fear is going to be laying out. Mana leak. Little harassment there, but the Radiant feeling very confident. Pendago trying to make a move in. Doesn't have the ultimate quite yet. 10 more seconds before they try to get a pick off. Might be looking to save that for the Luna. Very good wards here by the Radiant team. They already have a sentry here in the mid lane as well. They're not going to allow the Vendetta to come in. The Shadow Blade initiation. Luna's got to try to play as safe as possible. Trying her best to farm up that BKB. Almost has the Mithril Hammer, but we'll need another 1,300 gold. The Radiant know that their opportunity to like seal the deal for this game probably has to happen sooner than later, not allowing her to get that extra survivability. All the meanwhile, Fear picking up some delicious set of Ancients, has the MKB complete now. So definitely is pulled ahead as far as the late game in comparison to the Luna. Yasha doesn't compare to the power of the MKB. Asian Fail build towards that scepter. One extra familiar in hand. Pendago, the Force Staff in. They catch out Forest, but the Carapace cancels it all. Here we go. Big Eclipse laid out. Man fight call down by Fear. Ice Queen BKB's up. Fango pops in, lays out the ultimate, but will not matter against Fear with that BKB, unfortunately. Just such a smart move. Grabbing the Gyrocopter after the Venomancer pick. Demon, in the meanwhile, getting a lot of damage here. Loki's going to be able to Timber Chain up and hopefully grab him here, but the sleep is pretty long. Is he going to pursue? He will not. but 3-for-1 exchange. And as I was saying, Gyrocopter is just such a great hero to have. You know he's going to be a reliable BKB person. And when you're going against the likes of the Venomancer, it's just going to render him utterly useless. And he's already going to be relatively squishy. That's why he's going for the Necrobook for a little extra survivability as well, and the pushing power along with the wards, but it's not going to be enough to match. And look at that. Loki did go for the demon, did get him as well. The Dire just falling apart, unfortunately, left and right, 24-13. The gold shooting up even higher for the Radiant team, and now they're going to go ahead and take the space and go for the Roche. Well, I would assume they would go for the Roche. Illusion's picked up with this MKB. 3.2k already in the bank. It should go down rather easily. The Dire have to be aware that this is obviously what they're going to be going for. They notice that the Radiant aren't pushing, aren't capitalizing. But they probably don't have much to defend. Thank you, Ogarden. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. It's a warm game for me. We're going to move into net worth and no surprises there. Fear sitting in the front, Luna right behind, but they're making a move and advancement on Ifrit. Blink in by Trough. They catch him with the coil, and they will take him out rather quickly. So Rubik caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. The vision here laid out by the Radiant team is just more than enough. They have wards all over the mid lane. They can see him coming. Fingo forced to retreat into the base. And all the meanwhile, a little bit of ratness here, laid out by Ice Queen, trying to lay out and take out the tier 2. Will get it. Every little bit helps. No rotation yet by the Radiant. Maybe feeling like they can go for the mid lane. Obviously, with those boots of travel, can't get himself out of a bind. Finally, some rotations laid out. Smart move by Patego. He's trying to make a move from the back lines, but already a TP by the Ice Queen, and she will get out of there. Meanwhile, Fear, 4.5k in the bank. Do you go man mode and pick up a rapier now that you have this Aegis? I don't know. There goes the rocket. Trout moves in, lays out the silence. The orb flies and making a move on Forest. It will be more than enough. The BKB laid out by Fear. They take out the Nyx assassin. Trout now pops a BKB in his own. Ice Queen comes in from the back line. See, looking for the supports, trying to take out Asian, but a big ult by Pandego will not matter. The Eclipse finishes them both off. Oh no, Fear falls as well. Luna shows up to the party, and now the Dire doing a bit of work. The Fears are going to be forced to retreat here. Through the back. Eats the Astral. And a bit of breath of fresh air for the Dire team. Pushes in by the Ice Queen, laying out the damage. Fear's going to fall here. And wow, Dire right back in. A bit of sloppy play by the Radiant team, trying to make an early aggression. And both supports quickly fall to the Luna Eclipse. And now the Dire, happy to take this, going for the tier 1 right away. They're going to get a lot of gold going their way rather quickly. Oh wow, 5.3k in the bank for the Luna. Can finish out the Manta if he decides. But they do manage to hold it off. They hold off the tier 1 for now. But you got to hope that the Dire are going to use that last team fight. A little bit more confidence. They take out Fear. They take the Aegis as well. And then they take him out. Force. A little bit extra gold. That's the Staff of Wizardry. We'll see if they decide to go for a little more Necrobook action or perhaps build it into a Force Staff. The Satanic was, wow, instantly completed by the Luna. That's going to be very helpful in this kind of game. The Glaive. The extra life leech. More HP. Quick blink in. Trout and Loki doing quick work of Demon. The Dire, though, floating through the jungle right here. They might be able to catch off Pandego on the left side. And a bit of a pincer here. The Radiant team surrounding the Dire in the jungle. Are they going to try to make a move on this? Pandego lays out the Enfeeble. He's trying to get on the run. They managed to sleep. The vision is there for the Radiant team. Forrest has already spotted out the Grave Chill. Trout lays out the silence. There goes the orb. Loki making a move in. They quickly take him out. Great vision by this Radiant team once more. They have great ward placement. They scout out the Luna and the Nyx Assassin. They weren't able to capitalize on the Luna. They do quickly take out a couple of the supports. And come right back together. All the meanwhile, Luna, the last hope for the Dire, continues to farm. Already 2k in the bank after the Satanic. Ice Queen is Mason. Thank you very much, Astro4. I will try to address Mason by his proper name. You can expect him to get very mad at someone after this game if he loses. No surprises there. All the meanwhile, Fear gonna go for that butterfly first. No real man mode just yet. Smart choice, the evasion. Picked up. He will have it rather soon. 700 already. Trout, 700 in the bank. Trout's been getting a lot of great farm with the puck. BKB already has the Yules and 2K in the bank. They're looking to make a aggressive maneuvers here on the tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire not looking quite yet to contest it. They might be forced to sit back. Rubik has the blink. Nice ward placement by Asian. Going to be able to scout out if they try to make maneuvers in with the Vendetta or Shadow Blade. Loki makes a move in, quickly retreats himself out of there. Luna thought about making the move in. They do impale Loki, throw him right back. Asian is going to be able to get out of here. He should be able to. No real stun. Timber Chain picked up by the Rubik. And now here comes Fear. Pops the BKB. A call down won't really be too effective. Trying to go for force. There goes the homing missile. This should be the end, and Impale will fly, but he's trying to make a run for it. The rocket's coming. Oh, wow. Nice Carapace. Stuns back on Fear. He's not able to get through here. The wards are blocking him out. Fingo. Great ward placement. Traps Fear in the jungle, and the Carapace timing manages to push him out of there. Fear got a little overzealous and ends up falling in the jungle. Bane actually canceled Luna's TP. Wow, I didn't actually catch that. Good work by Pandago. Trumps Luna's TP into the fight, but they do manage to take out Big Bad Fear, allowing Mason to get a little more farm here. No buyback, obviously, for the Gyro. The Dire team are definitely not out of this one. Trough in the meantime. 3,300 gold in the bank. I'm just going to hold that. Oh, wow. Blink in by Rubik. The telekinesis. Rocket barrage laid out. Will be forced to pop the BKB to get away. Meanwhile, Luna make an advancement in. Will get Yules up. Are they going to try to counter-initiate? They won't be able to. They are spotted out. Moves in by Loki. Pops a BKB himself. Lays out the Chakram. Demon taking a lot of damage in the back ropes. Luna pops the BKB herself. Takes out a few familiars. Puck does fall. Trout buys back with all that gold. Fingo pretty low on life. Although meanwhile, Pandago live in the air. Now they're making moves. Luna laying out the damage. Where's Fear? He needs to get into this fight quickly. Pandago lays out the ultimate bite, but here comes Rubik to finish the job. Asian lays out the soul assumption. Won't be enough. He might be forced to fall. Call down. Will it be on 3? It's on 2. Home missile laid out on the Luna, but he's going to be able to make a move on this to take out the Rubik quickly. Nice BKB pop. Luna doesn't have it available, and she will fall.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Good buyback by Trough to get right back into the fight. Fear shows up just in time to clean up the job and takes out the Luna. 33-20 your score, and all the meanwhile they take out Demon, who was still in the neighborhood. And all 5 fall for the Dire team. Luna picks up the refresher. Oh my goodness, look at all these Ancients. Great consistent support by the Radiant team. They have great ward placement this game. They constantly have the pulls happening. Well, Trout doesn't obviously have the dominated creep here to make it done, but the support happily to oblige to help him out. MLG did have a lot of great Dota this weekend, just to answer Mr. Inferno. That was great. We're all having a little bit of post-MLG depression, not gonna lie. I was very hyped up to get back in casting. Really rusty. Really rusty. Nyx Assassin does go for the push stick, no surprises there. Push stick was probably the MVP of this weekend. Hasn't really been utilized too much in this match. A little here and there, but nothing too special just yet. Fear with Butterfly on hand and already 3.3k in the bank. Are they going to wait out for the Roche before making the what could be the ultimate last hurrah? Radiant going to just go ahead and push, give the space in the area if needed. Their top lane is pushed in a little bit. If they do get choked up, the Dire could take advantage of that. Luna could easily TP over to the top lane and make it happen. Now with Refresher on hand, her ult about to be up, this could easily wipe out the supports of the Radiant team. Obviously Bane and Visage, no BKB in hand. BKB's popped out. This could be it. Loki making advancements in, lays out the chakra. All the meanwhile, Demon going to be caught up, pushes himself up the hill, but it will not be enough. Fear taking a lot of damage, quickly falls. Has the BKB if needed. Chooses not to use it yet. Meanwhile, Demon does buy back into the game. They lose 2 on the Radiant team for the 1 Demon. And Mason shows up, is using the BKB. Fear not going to go ahead and use the buyback. This could be tricky, though. Not sure on the timing for the Roche. It could come relatively soon. They could take this bottom lane, push it out, rotate up here to the Roshan, get that, and the momentum could be right back in their favor. A mechanism still not complete on the Radiant team. Pretty crucial, especially with the Eclipse. And no one has picked it up just yet. We're already like 40 minutes into the game, and finally, it's going to come. Bottom lane, Enfeeble laid out. There we go. They're trying to make a move in the blink, but they're unable to catch Pandago. Instead, they'll opt to go ahead and try to quickly take this tier 2.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower
Knowledge
is
Junkie,
under attack.
welcome. How's it going?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Ash Schaefer, I appreciate the comment. Thanks, guys. You guys are great. Bottom lane, here we go. Dire. They know this could be one of the few last chances to get right back in it. Fear not up yet, but he only has 6 seconds. Not going to use, obviously, to buy the BKB. They're laying a lot of damage. They're going to try to wait it out. Trout lays out a pretty nice coil, but the BKBs are popped. Luna trying to make a move on the supports, making rotations towards Trout. They're trying to hold out as long as possible. Finally, Fear shows up to the party. Call down happens. Not very good placement, but they do manage to take out both the Nyx and Demon. And now they're sitting pretty. Meanwhile, Trout did fall as well. Over 100 seconds till he can get back into the mix. Rubik in the mid lane. He's got to be careful here. Pandago forces himself in, but the quick blink back. Very nicely done. And all the meanwhile, Luna takes herself back to the top lane to farm up. So they do take the tier 2, not quite able to take the tier 3, and they take out 2 support in the meantime. Wow, interesting enough. This is a pretty good game we got here. I mean, it took a long time to get to this point for both of the carries to get the farm they needed to really be able to assert themselves, but I mean, no team is really out of it yet. Obviously, this Roche kill could definitely be the factor on what team can take it. They're going to try to take it as quick as possible. The Dire are picking it out. They know it's happening, but are they they're not going to be able to make anything happen. It's fallen way too quick here. They have the medallion on hand. Oh, wow, they're up on the high ground. No blink in. Fingo nearby. He has the level 3 Necronomicon with nothing else to his name. They're going to see it, but they're not going to be able to get it. Radiant pick it up. Fear grabs the Aegis. And, well, this could be it. They could decide to come together, make a push for the hill. Fear can go ahead, get ballsy, lay out heavy damage, fall, come back, then pop the BKB and try to make something happen. Or we could see Mason hold out on the Eclipse before deciding to lay it out. I'm really curious to see how it works. The vision there. Right now, they're going to try. I would hope they maybe lay out some aggressive wards here. Maybe try to get a quick pick off. They have their eyes set on Mason, but Mason is a very cautious player. Early Shadow Blade, move themselves away, potentially could quickly TP out, and will do so. Even if there's a hunch that he might be in danger, he will get himself out of there. That could be an instant GG if he does fall. Almost. Does he have to? He doesn't have a quite buyback ready yet. No buyback just yet. Needs to farm up a little bit more, about 700 gold till he does have it. But should have it here relatively soon. The Radiant aren't going to put in. I would have. I mean, they don't know it, but that was probably one of the best chances they had. The Radiant should have got the Aegis and quickly pushed to the mid lane. Mason was to fall. He wouldn't have the BKB available, but now, or not, sorry, he wouldn't have the buyback available, but now he does. And they're already making an aggression towards the mid lane. Tralfir and Viz able to scout things out. They don't have the vision to catch him out. Rotations made. Ooh, Tralf. No dust on hand, unfortunately. They do spot him as they run by. Is there a sentry up ahead? They ping it out. Tralf lays out a nice coil, and the Silence forces to take the BKB and get out of there. And they're unable to stop it, but they will successfully able to make Mason pop the BKB. It's a little bit of something. Uh-oh, spots. Look at these wards. Just such great wards. Trout making a move in. This is it for Vino. He's going to fall. Bingo falls. Nice early pickoff. Trying to get out there to lay wards of their own, but the Radiant team, it's been all about the map awareness, all about the map vision for them this game. They've gotten so many pickoffs. No buybacks for anyone. Mason still has even 200 gold. Not quite available yet. Trout. Oh, sorry, not Trout. Fear laying out the BKB and trying to put out the damage. They're laying aggression. Oh no, Luna falls and she has no buyback for another 80 gold. This could be it. They could try to take the base rather quickly here. Fear laying out the rocket barrage is caught with the ultimate, but Rubik in a bit of hurt himself. He needs to focus on taking out these racks as quick as possible. And still no buyback available for the Luna. They're going to get these racks no problem. Will they keep going for it though? Are they going to pull back after getting the racks? Fear does still have an Aegis in hand. They can man fight this. And they're going to do so. Look at this. Rotation's already on the bottom lane. They're going to be able to get this tier 3 as well. Another 37 gold till Mason can even get back in it. How unfortunate. Wasn't able to farm up quite enough. Opted to go down here in the jungle instead. Should have went through his own jungle and got just a little more farm for that buyback in case something like this was to happen. But doesn't have it. 17 more seconds till he can even get in it. Making moves. Take out the Venomancer as well. They're trying to prolong the Radiant team and catch him off guard here. But they're going to need to get right back into the fight and take out as many as possible. Where is Fear? He's not going for the Rack's bottom. He's just farming up the mid lane instead. Finally, Mason able to buy back and get into the fight. I don't know why Fear didn't make a rotation to the bottom lane as well. Was going to go for the farm instead. Now he might get caught off here. He does have the Aegis if he is taken down. So he's going to man this a little bit. Loki coming in. They're going to try to take out Forest. Oh no, Luna pulls out the refresher, pops the Eclipse, but this isn't going to be enough. Fear coming right back in it. Oh no. Soul Assumption laid up by the Rubik, and he will fall. Wow. Oh, this is not good. A double kill laid up by the Dire. Nearly a full team wipe on the Radiant, but I don't know. Fear should have made a rotation to the bottom lane and finished out the racks. Got to secure 2 set of racks, but didn't decide to do so. Instead, just dancing around in the base. Got a little overzealous, got a little overconfident having the Aegis, and now the Dire pushing down the lane. Now, there is a buyback available on Fear. They triggered the early buyback by Pandago, and you know what? They both have buyback, so they can take a tier 2. If they try to go for the tier 3, Fear can go ahead and pull the trigger and get right back into the fight, but he wants to save his gold. He has 5k in the bank, but he has another 50 seconds. I don't think the Dire can commit to this. If the Dire try to make a push for the hill, Fear will buy back, rotate to the mid lane, and they'll take him out. A BKB was used. Religiously, Trout makes a move in. Big coil. Loki laying out the chakram. Here comes Big Daddy Fear, taking down the call down. Nice! Sets of damage. They throw him in the air. Big soul assumption by Rubik puts him in half, with the Satanic doing a bit of work, but it will not be enough. Fear takes him out. They trade 1 for 1. Demon now on the run. Timber chain by Loki. He's trying to make an advancement in and catch the Demon. Demon juking back and forth and will get away to the left side. Making a run, is spotted out. Pandago wants to catch him. Nice sleep by Demon. Lays out a big ultimate. Oh my goodness. Big fall and he takes him out. Demon does end up falling. Wow, that looked potential for a nice quick turnaround, but yeah. The Impale was unable to follow, and he will fall. Wow, that had the potential to make it a quick little comeback there, but it will not happen. Fear does fall. He did buy back, so he doesn't have the buyback now. Obviously no buyback either for the Luna. It's a little bit of a lull here. Very unfortunate. They didn't get the second set of racks. Now the bottom lane getting pushed towards the Radiant team. Wow, 46 to 30. Wow, 15k gold lead still for the Radiant team. Still sitting very pretty here. They're going to just push in the lanes, add a little bit of pressure. They're not going to be able to take the hill or take the bombs to the racks, not without Fear. Their true damage in the fight. They're both going to be back at the same time, both Luna and Fear. Or sorry, well, Mason and Fear, the Luna and the Gyrocopter. the true cores of this game. Loki looking to build towards what could be the Shiva's armor. Really close, only about 150 away. Will be nice, and that actually is going to be a pretty nice item to have for this fight. I'm going to ask a very noob question, and I don't mind just being flat out, but how do you find out how many seconds are available on a Black King bar after it's used multiple? Duration is at 4. Okay, so it's at 4. So it's a very low duration for Mason's BKB. This could be a big thing. You got to consider now with this Shiva's guard on hand, if Timber can time out the Shiva's armor after the BKB. Wow, 15 charges on his Bloodstone. That's pretty big. Asian failed in the meantime. I'll make it a little bit extra farm himself. Gem on hand. Not going to allow any sort of an easy initiation by the Dire team, which they already lack plenty of in comparison to the Radiant team. They have Puck nearby if they manage to catch anyone out, so they know they need to lay out as many wards as possible. They want to get a pick off. It'll only make things a lot easier for him. Fear's already back in the match. Same with Luna. Fear, interesting enough, is he going to go for an Assault Curios? Has the Hyperstone and a Chainmail. I guess no one else on the team really has the potential to pick it up themselves. Fear has the Sheepstick on himself. Again, with the Luna with a very low BKB. Not looking too good. Fingo, point booster in hand, looking to build towards the Scepter, but I mean, what good is the Scepter really going to do when you have the BKBs for a lot of the core players of their team? It is going to be an Assault Curios. Plate Mill already picked up. Pretty close to the recipe. All the meanwhile, top lane. Wow. Mason and Demon got caught off on their own and quickly initiated on while I was analyzing items. And being a real fuckwit there. And missing it. Nyx Assassin picking up the Blink Dagger. Any sort of initiation they can get, I guess. They'll take it. And no surprises there. They're going to go ahead and go for the base. Mason does have buyback. About 30 seconds. This could be the last hurrah for the team, though. Demon boy, poor Demon. Demon definitely no buyback in hand. It's going to be a 5 vs 4. If Mason does buy back, they're going to go ahead and push right for the throne. Fear laying out the damage. The fortification's forced to come out. Pandago going to slow things down. Putting the sleep on Fing. Oh, but is Fear going to get greedy and not go for the towers? Nope, he's going to go ahead and sit for the towers. The rest of the team going to try to distract out the rest of the Dire. Mason, Shadow Blades in, trying to lay out damage on Fear. Fear in the meantime, they're going to go ahead and man fight on each other. But so much damage, that's going to be it. Fear lays out Mason, and now they're going to go ahead and just take out the rest of the base. GG is called. Their only hope does fall. And going to go ahead, 50 to 30 your score. A little bit of aftermath party here, but nothing can avenge him from this. Trout falls, but buys back. Take out Loki with the mega kill streak. Plenty of Bloodstone charges in hand. 21, even if he was to fall, would be able to get right back in the mix. Fear making a move to the top lane. Pretty low on life, but there's nothing else they can really do to stop this. And the Big Daddy Dire Shrine will fall. Bit of an interesting game there. A little bit of a slow start. Both teams having pretty similar game plans, trying to give enough space for their late game to come together, but the initiation by the Radiant team was just a little more impressive with the puck blinking and obviously the timber chain. It's just a little more in their favor. If you like what you heard, this is Kotlguy casting this game. It was my first game back after that long weekend. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Kotlguy. Alright. Let's get some music playing. We need to relax a little bit here. We definitely do at least one more game before I call it a night. Let's do it. What the hell was that? Alright, let's go. Let's get some 60s. Hey guys!
Hey there, Georgie girl, swinging down the street so fancy free. Nobody you meet could ever see the loneliness there inside you. Hey there, Georgie girl, why do all the boys just pass you by? Could it be you just don't try?
New game hosted.
You didn't know I had this hat? This is a legit Kotlguy hat.
shopping but never stopping to buy. So shed those
Next game's already full.
feathers and fly a little bit. Hey there, Georgie girl. There's another Georgie deep inside. Bring out all the love you hide. And oh, what a change there'd be. The world would see.
Yep, the wife made this.
Georgie girl.
If you haven't already, you should go ahead and hit that follow button. I would love to take all the support I can get. I'm pretty new to the casting scene for Dota 2 at least, and every little bit helps. Plus you got that Twitter, all that bullshit you can see along the bottom of your screen, you know. Shameless plugs and promotion. The next game password has been given out. We're going to go ahead and hop into that. And I'll go ahead and I'll try to step it up. That was a warm-up game. Alright, it's pretty late though, so I can't get too aggressive, but you know, we'll do what we can. Excuse me. What did I cast before this? Not too much, just a lot of silly stuff. I did play Han, I casted a little bit of Han, but nothing serious. Everything I did was just for me and my own friends, and I never really thought about doing this seriously, but it's fun. I'm trying to learn. I appreciate any feedback I get. I try to adapt it and work from there. NeoDota was nice enough to let me come in and partake in their stream from time to time with those guys. Really cool, nice people over there. What's this crap? The wife made this, yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't do it seriously. I'm already the drunken color, evil cheese man, but maybe sometime. I'm definitely gonna do this one solo because it's probably my last one tonight. I do work in the morning, and I definitely will be back tomorrow night. Hardcore. I don't care if it's here. I don't care if it's at NeoDota. I don't care if someone at NeoDota is casting and I have to cast my own cast in the same game. I don't care. I'm casting. It's going to be my last night of casting before the holiday weekend. I already made commitments to go out of the city and meet up with some friends for Thanksgiving and do all those festivities, so I won't be around the weekend, unfortunately. But I'll be right back at it when the next week comes up. All Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Why are they not hosting this godforsaken game right now? Thank you, evil cheats. What is the dealio? There we go. Alright, forgive me for one moment. I'm gonna go ahead and grab something. Here we go. Put you right here. Alright. This is definitely ticketed already, I can tell, so that's very nice. Alright, this is my stream, so it's my rules. You like that? Oh, I know that knowledge junkie. It was just a little iffy last game because, well, they hosted it. It definitely was not ticketed. Then they decided to remake and go and get it ticketed. But then when you remake into an AP game, the AP does not show the banner. So it's kind of like you're not too sure or not. It's my rules, my life. A lot of familiar faces in this game. Let me see if I'll read through the quick cast list we got here. Fingo, Fear, Fog, Postman, Demon, and Bleak, Rail, Trout, Ifrit, and Fac. The players in this game. Daffy's a cool guy. Shout out to him casting games, or not casting, but hosting games even after he was banned. We're going to go ahead and swap cameras over. The game has started. There we go. Hold on here. Something ain't right just yet. Hold on.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Alright, a bit of fail there. Alright everyone, this is some late night NA Dota we got here. Elite League Season 2 match for this very rustic and late night Monday evening. Typically on Mondays I like to stream earlier in the day, but I am doing a little bit of extra work so that I will have time off for this upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. But here we are, we're back in it. We'll go ahead and crossfade this thing right back down. Very nice.
Radiant team ban.
And with that said, the drafting is underway. Now, from what I'm reading here, it does seem that the captains are going to be Trout and Fog. So some familiar names in this game, as said before. Fogged and Fear of EG, and Demon, a former EG member. Going to be going up against Trout and some other people we don't really know, but we'll welcome them and we'll see if Trout can pull it through for the rest of his team.
Remaining.
Drafting is underway. First ban out right on the clockwork. No real surprises there. They're leaving the Venomancer already in the pool. Are we still going to see more Venomancer gaming? They ban out the Lifestealer second, and the Radiant take the initiative to take out the Elder Titan and the Visage. No real surprises there. Elder Titan's one of those heroes you want to get rid of right off the bat. He's just so versatile. And just like that, they pick up the Venomancer first. And like I said last game, and like, we saw a lot of Venomancer this weekend, right? Well, we saw a decent amount of Venomancer. Not as much as you would expect for those of us over here in NA Dota land where they play Venomancer or ban him out every single game. But every time I saw Venomancer played, I didn't feel like he was very effective. One of the last games we saw, Mushi played the Venomancer in the mid lane. I don't really want to spoil too much. Is it safe to assume everyone pretty much knows what happened this weekend? Venomancer's great. Obviously his wards are just such a pain in the ass. I mean, there's no denying it. All right, Venom's wards are a pain in the ass, especially with the Poison Sting. He can really add a lot of extra pushing power, a lot of aggression. He has that long range with the wards already for extra vision and for extra slowing power from afar. It's great, you know. He can be great used for early roaming. Or, you know, we saw him play mid, which is a bit unusual. It was done. Didn't succeed. Most Venomancer games I saw this weekend didn't succeed. I feel like he can be easily countered and dealt with. I'm seeing a little bit of here already. The Dire respond by picking up the Wind Ranger and the Timber Saw. Timber Saw with that pure damage. He's able to burst down the likes of Venomancer right off the bat. I'm surprised they're not picking it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dire also look into getting a late game carry that is a BKB handler. I mean, like Gyrocopter was last game. Once you're able to get that BKB, Venomancer is pretty much nothing. I mean, he's just a little bit of an attack. Not too much else. He is still able to take down the weary supports. They already got Wind Ranger, which is an excellent support off laner. He's very elusive, able to get away from stuff like that. And they're going to go for Bane. Bane once again in this game. Very effective to use against the Storm Spirit and be able to sleep and halt him from getting all that mobility and quickly moving around. Storm Spirit we don't simply see picked up this early in a normal competitive draft, but they're going to pick him up early. It could be just a favoritism that one of the players wants to really play Storm Spirit this game and go for the mid lane, which is unusual. We could see heroes with strong silence powers able to shut him down early. Wind Ranger is already great against Storm Spirit and Mirana. I mean, wow, I don't want to be one of those casters that questions players and their drafting and stuff like that. Because what do I know, right? I'm some guy who dresses up as Coddle. I don't know, it's not like I'm in there playing, but I would usually see a Wind Ranger picked up to counter the likes of someone like Mirana. I mean, and Storm Spirit already just so much mobility. Like getting around, the pick-off power is tremendous. If you're able to land any sort of relative decent arrow, like Sing Sing could, you can really get the fight going in your favor early. But the Wind Ranger is so good. If you're able to land decent shackle shots, you can hold them down and pincer them. And you already also have that with the Bane as well. And then a little bit of extra burst and mobility by the Timber Saw. Able to burst down the likes of Mirana. Mirana, you don't typically see tank up too much. Expect her to just play more with her elusive factor, getting the reliable Yasha and the mobility. But if she's caught off, and Timbersaw gets the opportunity, if Bane steps in, sleeps her next to a group of trees, and Timbersaw shows up to the party, he can really take them down no problem. But they could have picked up the Mirana to kind of counter the idea that Dire were looking to do so. Bane and Mirana are always a great team up. Also a great team up is the Shadow Demon, who is still available. And they do kind of need another support. Oh my goodness, look how good I am. I mean, did I call that or what? Give it up for me right now. Shadow Demon picked up, no real surprises there. Peanut butter and jelly with the Mirana, right? Am I right? I am right. And look at that. They're going to go ahead and go for the Weaver. A bit, a bit okay. A very elusive Weaver, able to get around, not able to be shut down too easily. It's going to be hard to land an arrow on the Weaver unless he's getting very careless. It's going to be hard to get a good initiation on the Weaver altogether.
10 seconds.
And I also have to think, I'm going to go all the way back here to the Wind Ranger, the first pickup Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger can typically get an Orchid. And this game, they're going to probably get an Orchid on her. It just would work so nice against the Storm Spirit. I don't like the sound effects. They distract from the chat experience. Rude dudes, I'm sorry, but this is the flavor of the month right now for me. And I'm going to go ahead and just keep it going.
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
All right, so you're going to have to just sit there and accept that sometimes I'm going to throw out an obnoxious sound effect. All right, everyone? 5th picks are underway. Now, what are we going to look to see here? Well, they typically do have a good off lane. Timbersaw could be a potential mid laner, but they are going to go for a mid lane Magnus.
Radiant team pick.
Magnus in the mid lane, that's great. Magnus is always a pleasure to cast and watch. He makes fights happen. He gets things going his way. It's just oppressive. He's a crowd pleaser, if you will. And quickly the Radiant step back and get the Doom themselves. So Doom, of course, is going to be very good in stepping in. No surprises if he gets like maybe an early Shadow Blade. If he gets the upper hand stepping into the Magnus early and puts a Doom on him, it could really hinder him, only leaving him to have the attack only. Obviously, Magnus works great with the likes of the Weaver. He's going to have the Empower, and he's going to be able to really burst down. If he decides to go more of a split push style, it's going to be available. So I like this. It's definitely going to be a lot more exciting. Not that last game wasn't too exciting, but this time we're going to see a lot of kills. We're going to see a lot of mid-game action from what I'm seeing right here. As soon as Trout gets level 6, as soon as Storm Spirit gets level 6, we're going to see a lot of action happen right away. And with that said, we're going to get the intros going right here.
Prepare for battle.
Oh yeah. Nice pause. I'm gonna go ahead and start off the bat with the introductions regardless of pause. And as you can see, EG Fog just picked up the Marana and taking it to the top lane right off the bat. In your mid lane, we have Fingo representing the Doom. And for your Shadow Demon, Mr. Let It Go. On Venomancer heading towards the top lane, Post, the young gunman. In mid lane, we have Fear taking up Storm Spirit. For your Dire team, we're going to see Magnus, played by Trout, in the mid lane. Moo on the Bane, already still sitting in base. Ifrit's going to take the Timbersaw this time. He was Rubik last game. And Gable is going to be most likely your off-lane Windrunner. And that's the introductions for this kind of game. I was a little thrown off. My mojo really wasn't quite there due to, well, this pause. And I guess we're going to have to wait this out.
It's boring. You're boring, everybody. Quit boring everyone.
Obligatory pause laid out right in the early of the game. No real surprises there. People making sure that they have everything under control. I don't think it's necessarily too strategy-wise. But, yeah, hello. Wait, do I have a co-caster that I never noticed? Hello? Are you there? Is there someone with me? Who cares? Well, if you're there, sit back and relax. I'm taking the driver's seat on this one. I'm going to go ahead and chat myself away. Oh, it's Pandago! Oh, no, Pandago's a spectator. No, I can't really hear you, Pandago. How you doing? It's Pandago. Pandago, did you lose last game? I think. No, you won last game. Congratulations on your win, Pandago. Everyone, let's go ahead and we'll give it up for Pandago. Yeah. Top lane. Look at this aggressive tri-action we got here. Marana hanging near back, obviously with his partner in crime, the Shadow Demon, and they're going to have a Venomancer as well. They're getting aggressive early. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Fingo hanging bottom, but I got to keep my eyes up here. Arrow laid out, quick catch on the Windrunner. Gale flies as well. They're trying to lay out as much damage, but the Windrun does stop a bit of it. We'll be able to get away from this. They're going to be forced to step back. Meanwhile, Weaver has his eyes set on the Venomancer. He's going to be aggressive, and he will get this. A few more attacks will do it. We're going to see an early first blood here, and I'm going to catch it on camera. Oh, no! Arrow laid on the Weaver. Weaver gets him. Oh, no. Sakuchi's away. And they fall 2 down. Weaver gets the salve up and runs away. Well, that's a good job. Unfortunately, the Radiant want to get a little aggressive there. Weren't expecting to run into the trifecta. And they do quickly turn. And look at that. Just like I said, a lot of early aggression. We're going to see a lot of action this game. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up that last hit deny window for everyone to look over. As you can see, right off the bat, Magnus leading the way to Zip. So Magnus winning the mid lane. What a surprise. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're going to see a battle of the off lanes here, as it's going to be Doom against Timber. We'll have to give the slight nod to the Timbersaw, obviously, for the early part of this game. Doom is not going to be his best friend, though. Doom shuts down Timber, and he no likey. Yeah, I'll be probably using that a lot. And another pause, unfortunately. And we're going to wait once more. Well, the Radiant now, sitting in a bit of a jam. They were forced to feed over not 1 but 2 kills. I'm not sure if the Weaver was close enough in EXP range to get any part of the second kill. He is already level 2, so a slight lead, but nothing too significant. Fierce complaining, lots of lag for him. Venomancer coming to the mid lane with the DD. When unable to capitalize on Trough, could have been lag problems by Fear to not gonna really get anything going. Aggression here, laid on the Shadow Demon. Nice power shot, and one more O attack will do it. And Weaver picks off another kill, an early 2-0 for the Weaver. Something you don't typically want. Weaver is usually supposed to struggle early part in the game, be forced to pick up an early survivability item, something like a Lincoln Sphere, but he's already off to a really nice start, and that's something you don't want. Especially when on your team, the only potential real late game damage you can get is from Fogged on the Mirana. It can be done, but will she outfight the likes of a Weaver? Yeah, probably not. So you're going to need to step it up a bit. Haha, yeah. Bottom lane, Timber in control of the lane. Meanwhile, Fingo is going to go for a pull of his own. The rune does pop up on the bottom. It's going to be an illusion. No vision for either team to spot it out, but the Radiant and the Dire both able to see that the rune is not top. What the heck happened? Dire's courier was already fed away. Pandega, if you saw it, go ahead and top out what exactly happened, but it would appear that maybe they got a little aggressive in the top lane, and he was quickly caught off. Meanwhile, Fog put to sleep here. Here we go. Railgun running around from behind, trying to lay out the damage. The leap does go out, but Weaver getting aggressive on the winner, going to fall himself, and another kill for the Weaver. And on the bottom, the Timbersaw able to take out the Doom. This is a problem already, and Fear is lagging, so it's safe to say that the Dire aren't doing so good. They're pretty much losing each lane, but I mean, Fear does have the advantage in CSO, but I thought that was happening there in the top lane. But now the Timber's sitting ahead, and if he gets level 6 quickly, especially ahead of the Doom, he might be able to get one more pick off in, but then he's able to rotate and be a part of the game a lot quicker. Arrow laid out, will hit the image, and the Gale will fly. Oh, it hits the winner. I didn't see her behind the image. But the Gale's it's still a little too early. It's still a little too early. It costs so much mana, and at level 1, it's not going to do a whole lot. I wouldn't even really bother throwing it out there unless you know that the kill can happen. Trough has to be a little careful here. He's pretty low, and no bottle charge is available. Having a bit of a rough time here. Venomancer does disconnect. They're not going to throw out the pause for him. Reconnects now to get back into the game. Oh, Shadow Demon trying to make a maneuver on Trough. Trough not able to get. The regen is top. The Radiant are rotating there just yet. Now they will. Oh, that's going to be a bummer. It's going to force Trough to either try to commit this out with such low life and mana, or push himself back to the base. But now that Fear... Oh, he's got to get level 6 quick. If he had level 6 right now, obviously he can make a quick move on Trough, but it's going to force Trough back. He is going to go ahead and make the long run back to base. And meanwhile, a quick takeoff in the top lane. Railgun getting another kill. Already dominating in this game, 4-0. And, well, unfortunately,
Dire's middle tower is under
I
attack.
missed that kill.
Dire's structures are fortified.
The camera work this evening is no bueno, you could say. Windrunner in the meantime, kind of farming it up in the lane. I mean, they're sitting very pretty in this top lane. Their tri-lane being very effective. It's going to force the Radiant to try to change things up. They really can't get anything going. Even when they have the opportunity and they land a decent arrow, they can't really capitalize. And once again, I fail as the bottom lane, Timbersaw takes out the Doom once more. Strong advantage in the top and the bottom lane for the Dire team. No, believe it or not,
Radiant's
this is
bottom
not a
tower is
pub.
under attack.
I've missed so many kills this game, it's laughable. It is laughable. I am just late to the party, or tardy to the party, as AC would say. Everyone is ridiculing me already in the chat. They're like, what is happening here? It'd be nice to know if people were killing each other in this game. All you need to know right now is the Dire definitely have the momentum in their favor. Pandigo's judging me as well. He's just like, why is this guy in control right now? How do I get directed camera into this live action game? Not possible, but would definitely be necessary. Here we go. Bane hanging around the mid lane, thinking of making something happen. Yeah, it's all over the place. Oh, here we go. Trout trying to get his team to pull out further ahead, making maneuvers on this Venomancer. Quick move in by Fear. Are they going to make a counter to shit? Let's go, Radiant. Make the pullback on Trout. Trout pops the hate. He's making a run for it. He's making a run. He's trying to get away. Oh, what the heck? Where did he go?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Makes a run head. He's going around the left side. He's making a move through the jungle. I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. 1-8 your score. Doom ends up falling once again in the bottom lane. I'm sure he's getting ridiculed unmercifully. Has a Midas recipe in hand.
Radiant's bottom
Rotations
tower
finally
is
had.
under attack.
Fingo shows up, but he's got to be careful. Another kill in the mid lane. Mirana manages to pick up. What is happening right now? We're gonna have to chalk this up as a real new casting disaster. I'm really letting it go right now. Trough taking his business to the bottom lane. Pings are had out. Rotations made by Venomancer, but they don't quite have enough. Fingo is level 6, has the Doom ready to go. Obviously gonna be very effective against the Timbersaw if they can't capitalize. Trout is leaving, so if they want to make a move on this, they can, but Venomancer's so low, only level 3, level 2 Gale, but I don't know if they're going to have enough to really take him down. Meanwhile, Weaver trying to take down Fog, eating a lot of damage. Yeah, they're not going to be able to capitalize. No mobility there. Here we go. Here we go, Doom. Can you catch up and lay out the Doom? There goes the Doom. They're trying to make something happen right now. Are they able to get the kill? And they do! They take out the Timbersaw. Radiant happy to put another kill on the board. It's 4-8. And Fogged leaping away. It looks like he barely got out of there in the top lane. Very low life. I was just more excited to see the Radiant try to make something happen, especially the Doom. He's been under the gun this whole game, taking a lot of damage from the Timber. Able to get a little bit of redemption there. Bane makes his presence known in the top. Shadow Demon going to be in a world of hurt right now. He's going to be forced to get back, but a nice early Moonlight Shadow. Ooh, the long nuke will not catch it. Would have been enough anyways, but good effort. Let's go. I'm ready for the Radiant to try to get right back in this one. Great Moonlight Shadow pulled out to quickly save the Shadow Demon. No Doom obviously in hand. He's happy to have some shoes though. Rotation potentially from the back.
Dire's middle tower
We
is
have
under
Wind
attack.
Ranger
Radiant's top
in
tower
the back
is
ropes.
under attack.
Venomancer is nearby, but not quite close enough. Are they going to try to maneuver? Oh, here we go. They're making moves in. Chakram laid out. Fingo shackled up. Nicely timed. He's taking a bit of damage here. Lays out the level death, but he's running back and forth. Finally, rotations being made by the rest of the team. Is he able to swan through this one? There we go. Shadow Demon showing up to the party, laying out the damage. Fingo, ooh, nicely timed disruption. Avoids the power shot. I'm not sure. Would that have been enough to even take him out? It would have been pretty close. Power shot is only level 2, though. No, it would not have been enough. But good effort there. Shadow Demon, great rotation. They take out the Timbersaw. Further trouble, and now the Radiant. Thinking they've had the last 3 kills in their favor. 5-8 your score. Dire's still a little off and a little ahead right here. Nothing too significant just yet. They are ahead as far as gold, though, on the Radiant team. About 600 or so, and the EXP is rather even. Rather surprising. Weaver, as you can see, phase boots on hand. And as far as carries concerned for the Radiant team, Gloves of Haste picked up, but potential power treads. I wouldn't expect a Midas here. Isn't really quite getting enough farm to quite capitalize. It would rather make it very late. Illusion Rune pops up in the top lane. And Trough got his mana boots, as you can see, in the mid lane. Fear is going to go for that Orchid. Pretty smart pickup to have. He's going to blink in, try to shut down the Weaver. Meanwhile, Bane laying out the ultimate on Fogged. Fogged in a world of hurt and will be taken down. Weaver chalks up another kill. 5-1 for the Weaver. They catch out the Shadow Demon, but here comes Fear with a quick pop in. Shoved into the corner by Trout. Lays out the RP as well. Able to get away, though. He's making a run, has the magic wand. He'll get away from this one. But nice moving by Trout to really lay down the pressure on Fear as he shows up to try to make the momentum turn in their favor.
Radiant's top tower
They
is
step
under
back, they
attack.
take 2 kills and make the score 5-10. Mr. Peabody 13, thank you very much for the compliment. I'm glad the voice is there because everything else is not. It's absolutely terrible.
Dire's
I'm about
bottom tower
50%
is
as far as
under
picking up
attack.
kills.
Radiant's top tower
Tier
has
1,
fallen.
taken out by the Dire team. There goes the Starstorm rather, I'm thinking old school. Ball laid in by Fear, wants redemption and gets it, takes out the Trout. And now they're making advancements here on Ifrit. Timbersaw in a bit of trouble. Timber chains away, but disruption laid out by the Shadow Demon. Nicely timed. There comes the arrow, and the Radiant team pick up a double kill for themselves. 7-10. They're trying to get right back in the mix. Would still have to say the slight favor is there for the Dire. They managed to take out not only the bottom, but they get the tier 1 as well. But I'm sure Storm Spirit's always happy to pick up the extra kills, allowing him to get that worked a lot earlier, allowing him to really thrive in this mid game and get as many pickoffs as
middle tower
possible.
is under attack. Dire's structures
And now they're going for the tier 1. Let's go Radiant. And again, they get it. Late rotation coming in. Are they going to turn on this? Oh no, Ifrit eats the early doom, the pullback, and a little cherry on top as they take the Timbersaw as well. Radiant right back in the mix. Very bad decision there by the Timbersaw. If you're going to come in late, you better hope you have some backup with you. Pandago, what'd you think about that? What'd you think about that? Pretty terrible move by the Timbersaw, if I do say so myself. As you can see, Fingo happy to not only have some shoes, he's got some phase boots on hand with the Midas, and already 2.2k in the bank. The fight that they got in their favor, plus the tier 1 and the quick pick off to Timber, allowing him to get right back in this after the very rough start earlier in the game against the Timbersaw. Wow, the tides have turned rather sooner than expected for the Radiant team already. Look at that, already up to 2k gold. It's not too much. 13 minutes in though. It is a nice lead to have. Moose steps back. Look at all those wards in his pockets. He just can't hold all those wards. 3 sentries, 2 obs. He's got to put them down. He's got one in the bottom. No, he does not. Why did he run down here?
Dire's
There's
top
sentries
tower
here.
is
Why don't you
under
go ahead and
attack.
do your job, place out the sentries, and take them out quickly? Smoke laid out by the Radiant. They're feeling pretty confident here. They got a couple kills under the belt now. Fog still needs a lot of work. Doesn't even have any sort of power treads or anything to his name. 1k in the bank. I guess he's going to go for the Midas. Knows that the late game isn't quite there for his team. Going to opt to get the Midas early to build upon lots of gold. They want to get Railgun. They were tired of what damage Railgun laid out earlier, and now they want to make him pay, and they do. Not able to get off the time lapse. Great sentry laid out, and they do the job. Wow.
Dire's
Radiant
top tower
right
is
back
under
in the
attack.
mix. They're going to go ahead and get themselves right back in the game. A bit of applause there for the Radiant team.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Timbersaw
attack.
building towards that obvious
Dire's
Bloodstone.
top
No
tower
real
is
surprises
under
there,
attack.
and it looks like they are going to go for the tier 1 in the bottom lane. Trout laying out the damage. Wait for the last hit. Wants to get that blink. He's so close now. Almost 1,800 in the bank. That's a big deal.
Dire's
Radiant
top
are getting
tower
right back
has
into
fallen.
this, but my goodness, they don't have anything like a Magnus on their team. Magnus steps in, lays out the big RP, is able to pull them all together, allows the power shot, allows the Timbersaw to lay out huge damage, and of course the Weaver will be in the outskirts, stepping in, getting the pickoffs.
Radiant's
The
middle
game's going to
tower
shift.
is under
It could
attack.
shift once again, and there we go. An Orchid picked up by the Storm Spirit. This game's going to come down to who gets the better initiate. Meanwhile, speaking of which, they catch off the Timber. Nicely timed arrow. A few more hits will do it. Timber chain away. Nice shackle here on Fogged. Wow! Timbersaw turns around, lays out the chakram. They're counter-inishing on this, and the Dire are getting right back into it. Nice rotation by the team. Able to take him out. The RP wasn't even used yet by Trout, and they take out not only the Shadow Demon, but the Priestess as well. Or the Mirana, rather. Priestess of the Moon, the pot. Right? A little old school here. Link Dagger now picked up by Trout, laying out the RP. He's putting some serious hurt, and one power shot is more than enough to quickly assassinate Fear. Now, Dire stepping into the driver's seat, taking the game back. I like that. And now, potentially looking for a tier 1 in the mid lane. They're going to take this momentum and they're going to run with it real hard. Doom, in the meantime, manages building a little bit of gold, goes for the boots early. You decide to go for a Shadow Blade here. Meanwhile, Trout makes some moves in, quickly shoves back the Demon, and takes him out very quickly. Meanwhile, Doom, laid out on Timbersaw, gonna force to step him back. Here comes a Starstorm, will be more than enough to take him out. They trade 1 for 1. Now Windrunner on the run. Fingo with the Moonlight Shadow lays out 1 more level def, and they trade for 2 for 1 now. Good work by the Radiant to get right back in it. Long Sacred Arrow will whiff to the back line. And they do miss. I wanted to get that out earlier, but the timing wasn't quite there. I'm trying to work with my soundboard here. I got a lot of gadgetry in front of me. A little bit of a tift here, back and forth as they play footsie. Fog has the haste runes, so he can get a little cocky here. Try not to get cut off by Bane. He has no ultimate, but does have the sleep. Trout was thinking about running in front of him and skewering him back, but Venomancer wisely steps in, takes the sleep upon himself, will be forced to step back. Trout whiffs right there. He does miss the skewer. That was a bad button. I don't want to call Trout a retard, but it was the first fail button I found in front of me, and I went with that one. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon lays out the disruption. Timbersaw eats an arrow and a Starstorm, and we'll have to retreat a little bit. Power Shot flies, but they're not able to take the Venomancer, and they just kind of trade a few blows and do fall back. Fear in the back lines. Oh, he's going to be spotted out. He's going to feel the Sakuchi, and he will be able to ball himself out of there. Fog obviously finally picks up the Midas and has a pair of phase boots, so getting right back into the mix as far as items go. Only about 400 in the bank towards the next item, which from this point, I mean, no surprises. I would expect a reliable Yasha picked up by Mirana. The extra mobility, the move speed, and just a little bit of damage will help. I guess isn't too worried about being caught off easily by either the likes of the Bane or anyone else. Has enough survivability to get away from any sort of trouble. Typical Shadow Demon with a lot of support items on hand. Oh, look at this. They're going to catch out the Timbersaw disruption. They're going to time out the arrow. Yes, they do. Catches on the Ifrit. Bada bang, bada boom. Here comes the Starfall. But Trout cock blocking the kill, laying out the RP, skewers back, and they quickly take out the Mirana. Timber ends up falling along with the Weaver as well. Don't know how that happened. They're going to trade Shadow Demon as well, and relatively even at the end of that team fight. 1 carry and 1 support each. Though it is better to take out the Timbersaw one more time. Not going to hit on that. And Trout, great work to step in. He tried to help save the Timbersaw. If he was there just a hair earlier, could have made a world of a difference. But great work by him. And that's part of the reason why I love watching a Magnus in the game. He makes stuff happen. Venomancer going for that push staff or that 4-staff gaming. But I'm looking things over, and I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, typically I'd like to see a mechanism maybe picked up earlier. The team could use that extra survivability. Shadow Demon's not going to be anywhere near getting it. And maybe Venomancer's going to look to build into it next. Already starting to farm towards the jungle, using the wards there. Meanwhile, Weaver, look at that. He's going to go for that Lincolns. It's going to be a little later than your typical Lincolns for a Weaver. Even after getting all those kills, I'm kind of surprised at where the farm is going. You know, a lot of these higher end games, you'll see the Weaver typically pick up the Lincolns maybe 14, 16, 17 minutes, but it's going to be a pretty late Lincolns, probably the 22, 23 minute mark, but unless he doesn't get caught off here, Railgun makes a move in, quickly realizes he doesn't like that. Oh no, great sentry place, they catch him with a disruption. Here comes Doom to lay out the damage. And he pops in with the Dome and takes him out right away, and now we're going to go for the tier 1 in the bottom lane. Good job by Fingo to show up. Secures the kill with the Doom. Happy to take out the late core of the Dire team, and they're going for the tier 1 right away. So good work by them. Moves back here. Venomancer laying out the ult, and they take Moo too. Moo falls as well. And the Radiant pick up 2 quick kills. Now they're making rotations. They're looking for Trout. Trout forced to blink away. Flint running to the north. Fear trying to make a move in with the ball, but doesn't quite have enough mana to capitalize. Radiant feeling very confident here. Man, have we seen a lot of shifts in the momentum in this fight so far? Dire were winning this in the early laning phase. What was that? Weaver had like, he was at 5-1 at one point. You know, bottom Timbersaw took out Doom like 2 or 3 times, and Trough wasn't doing half bad in the mid lane, and then the Radiant stepped back, and then the Dire returned, and now the Radiant's back once more. Nice back and forth game. Disruption laid out, no arrow, and Trough doesn't want to even risk it, so quickly skewers away to avoid any potential incoming Sacred Arrow. But Fog not nearby. 2,100 in the bank, not too bad. Almost got to that Yasha. She decides to build that reliable Yasha. Fear in the meantime, obviously, he's going to go, look at that, for a Bloodstone. Feeling the pick-off power will be there to try to build into more of a snowball for himself. Moo. Matrix is out that Sacred Arrow. Nicely done there. Arcane Boots in hand. Doesn't hurt to have, especially when you call it go. Here we go. Fear making a move in, lays out the Orc, and he wants to get rid of the support right away. No arrow will fly. Trout shows up. Nice RP on 2. Skewers him back and quickly takes out the Shadow Demon. Now Fingo forced to lay out the Doom and run for his life. But Timber, big hit. Nowhere to Timber change you, but oh man. Oh, the Scorched Earth, he's trying to survive, but finally the power shot to the back of the head will take him out in 3. Quickly fall on the Radiant. A bit of overzealousness there. Overzealousness? A bit of overzealous action there. By the Storm Spirit, the team wasn't quite there in time. He moves a little quick, and they were unable to capitalize and quickly take out the Bane. The tide turned quickly. Now the Dire looking to go for this tier 1 in the mid lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they're going to go ahead and try to take out the tier 1 in their favor. 15 to 12 your score, still advantage. They lay out the disruption on the Weaver and a little bit of extra damage, but they do get what they were going in for. Trout, however, now shows up, quick blink in, lays out the nuke. Obviously, no RP ready to go. Timber soft, Timber chain in. They want to take out Fog. Fog caught between a rock and a hard place will fall, and they take out the Shadow Demon as well. Things are just falling apart right now. Fear jumps in, but yeah, Fear, let 1, 2, 3, 4 Dire around you. You're gonna have to hope to get out of here. Is this a strategy pause? Why would Fog pause? It gives Dire all the time now trying to make something happen. But I don't know. Still time lapse on the Weaver. What is this? What is happening right now? I would love to see them just converge and just annihilate the Storm Spear right here. I don't think it's going to happen. He did use the Orchid. As you can see, it's on move, but he's already on the back ropes. Fear could quickly run over to the right. No Shackle Shot just yet by the Wind Ranger. Oh! Oh man, what are we gonna see here? Fear, take a lot of damage, forced to run back right there. Now on the run, does up to go to the right, but the whole Dire team trying to hunt him down with the Bloodhounds right now. Hunting around the back. Trout blinks in, and he's able to get away. Fog shows up, and now Fear under the gun, quick blast in, and he falls. And he takes him down quickly now. Storm Spirit falls, eats the power shot to the back of the head. 3 down once again for the Radiant team. 16 to 24 your score.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, look at this. They're looking for Fogged. They take him down. This is going to be even rougher. He leaps to the river and heads right out of there. But here comes the Dire. Let's go. Trout trying to make a move. They're trying about taking out the Mirana. Way up there. Come on, Trout. Oh, cuts him off. There's the skewer in. Oh, but the haste. And he will get away. There was the button I was looking for. Oh, so close yet so far. And he does get away. We're going to go ahead and switch things finally over to the net worth. And as you can see, both Doom and the Storm Spirit lead the pack. Right behind is the Timbersaw. So you don't really want to see the Weaver this low typically on the net worth. So no late game really secured for either, because Mirana is so far down this list as well. So we're just going to have a really long extended mid game, it's going to feel like. And maybe if one team gets morally defeated. Maybe they'll call it GG. Fingo in the wrong neighborhood, and he will fall.
Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
And Doom is going to go ahead and just feed away that kill rather easily. 16 to 25, your score right now. An advantage for the Dire. Fear on pretty low life, forced to run up. Will just sidestep that swarm and take his business right back to the mid lane. Still Roche on hand. No one opted to go for it just yet. Right, yep. Wind Ranger. Midas in hand, so we opted for a little bit of late Midas. Got the mechanism for his team. Still no mechanism just yet for the Radiant. No one even looking to build in. No first component yet. Fingo does have the Assault Curious. That's pretty nice right now. Ultimate Orb Fogged. Going into the Lincoln Sphere. Gets a little nervous about being caught out by a potential Shackle. But that's even going to push the damage items even later. Lincoln's finally picked up for the Weaver. This is going to be a big deal. They're already pretty much ahead as far as momentum. And the Lincoln Sphere is just going to make things a lot harder for the Radiant team if they want to manage to take down the Weaver. The Doom also, obviously not going to be something you want. It is going to force
Radiant's bottom tower
either the likes of Storm Spirit to make a jump in on the Weaver early and Fingo to hold off on using the Doom. I would suspect to use it on him initially if it's available. Meanwhile, they don't have Doom for this fight in the top lane. Radiant in the jungle. I don't know if they have the numbers to take this one out. Weaver and Venom man fight. That's going to end pretty badly for the Vino. Fog side leap. What was that? Gets hit off. Finally falls. 2 down for the Radiant team.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the Dire pretty happy with that. All the meanwhile, Doom just kind of farmed it up in the bottom lane. I think they're picking him out. They're pretty angry. As you can see, Fog bling him unmercifully. Now, Shadow Demon will fall, and everything is just falling apart right now. As the Radiant quickly lose 3. And now the Dire have their eyes set on Fear. And he managed to leave away. I'm getting relentless with the soundboard. They're still hunting this one out. They want to go for it. Well, where is my camera going? They're making moves on Fear. Fear shackled up. They're going to try to take him out. Leaves away a little bit. One blast will do it. Yeah, I'm getting real aggressive with the soundboard. That's what's happening.
Is under attack.
Quick, long Timber Chain in. Chakra him out. Fingo forced to step back. 17 to 29 your score. Hey, guys, are you making aggressive actions towards Sergeant Jackson? Can you guys lay off, alright? Sergeant Jackson's a cool guy, alright? A lot of times when there's a lot of games happening and no one's around to cast it, he's there, alright? He's casting those games, alright? He could have a little more emotion in his voice, but he's doing it, my god, alright? You gotta respect that. There's not a lot of casters out there who are able to just put it all out there, just kind of speak in front of everyone, it's like, when you give a speech in class, not everyone can do it, so mad respect for the other casters. Let's have some respect. Let's hear you come on with your prepubescent voice and talk, alright? Am I right, Pandago, or what? Pandago's casted with me once, I believe, or we tried to get something going, but I'm pretty terrible with co-casting, so that's just kind of how it goes. You sound depressing. Where's my sad trombone button? Oh well, I can't find it right now. Oh well. Gotta respect the casters. Does anyone listen to Adam Sandler's like old ass school comedy CDs? Anyways, as it goes, Doom leading the pack as far as net worth. No real surprise. He's kind of been spending most of his days farming away, as you can see, in the jungle and in the bottom lane. If it means his team is getting aggressive without him. I mean, is it typically because he doesn't really have that many TPs on hand? Nothing in hand right now. I mean, that's kind of depressing. You really want to have those TPs in case some shit goes down, especially if you're going to be out in your own world. Venomancer does still have that Force Staff. Nothing really new to his name. Shadow Demon hasn't been able to pick up anything relative. Trouf, wow, Ultimate Orb in hand. Is he looking to build that into a Lincoln Sphere? Interesting enough, doesn't want to be forced to be caught out. He wants to be the initiator. He doesn't want anyone to out-initiate
Radiant's
him.
bottom tower is under
About
attack.
2k in the bank, so we're sitting pretty with a nice amount of gold. Plus, it doesn't hurt that the That passive, the
Radiant's
Empower.
bottom tower
Just
is
forgot it
under
there for a
attack.
moment. On the Weaver.
Shadow.
It's just going to make... Even if Weaver doesn't have that much damage right now, he has the Magnus Superior form. And we saw the late comings right there of Fear as he falls himself into the ground right there. And the Dire get another quick pick off. A few more kills like that, I wouldn't be surprised if the Radiant team just give up on this. They go ahead and get a quick counter ward. Still no Roche even thought about yet for either team. This extended mid-game period we have going here. But what I was saying, if I didn't complete my thought, is Weaver can't afford to build that early survivability. They do have the Empower, which is something that the Radiant team don't have, which they're still lacking in the deeps department. So as this game goes on, it's only going to get better for the Dire. And speaking of which, Railgun picking up the DD. And they're going to try to take out the Roche. This is a perfect opportunity to get it done. And they get the Roche. No surprises there. They had the space they needed. They're going to quickly throw the Aegis, obviously, over to the Weaver. And they're just going to be sitting on this nice snowball, and they're going to just keep rolling right through it. What did I see right there? Did I see a Mithril Hammer picked up? Yep, Mithril Hammer picked up by Railgun. Typical building right next into the Desolator. God, they're just so far ahead. Let's look at this gold graph. Boom! Look at that dip! My goodness! Starting to dip already so suddenly for the Dire team. After all those kills and the extra farm, plus the Roche, no real surprises there. And obviously they managed to pick up a lot of towers. Just really interesting. Wow. Such wow. Such amazement. Ralph, he's ready to make something happen. You've got the RP in the bank. They're making rotations toward the top. The Dire lingering around here. They might be in a bit of trouble here if they hang around for this. Here we go. Trough with the blink in. Oh, we can just RP. Great timed disruption. The RP's still there, though. He still has it. Does he not know he has it? Silence laid out. They take out Trough. Wow, the timing of that disruption. They stop him in his tracks. And now they're making advancements in. Timber Chain out. Oh no. Fingo laying out the damage to fall. But he's already back in the mix. Thank you very much, Mr. Bloodstone. And they... Wow, take out Bam too. Right back in the mix now, Railgun. Pop the Aegis. All focus on him, not a lot of mana for anyone though. He's going to go ahead and Sakuchi away. There's the sentry. A little late. How about you put that down right after he dies? Unable to get it down. Now he's forced to run back. He's going to get away from this. Dire coming in from the back ropes. Fog leaping in. Making advancements on the timber. Bit of a tift here, back and forth. Whoa, the trees fall, so he doesn't get the shackle. Disruption laid out, and now they're going to try to lay down the hurt, but Wind Ranger putting out a bit of damage before she falls. There goes the mechanism. Will fall anyways. They do lose the Moron in the meantime. Gable is the girthiest player to play Dota 2. Gabriel will fall, though. Oh, there we go. Trout finally with the RP. The nuke. And he goes ahead and lays to waste the Shadow Demon, so any sort of confidence that the Radiant had after that Tift is going to be slightly bit broken. They managed to pop the Aegis on the Weaver, but they don't get him the second time. The Weaver, 11-5, sitting very pretty right now. I don't know. Radiant had something going there. Maybe they should opt to just take what they had and leave, but they decided to try to keep the fight going. Trough did still have the RP the whole time, came back to life, came in and made it happen. Now they're looking to take their business to the mid lane. He's starting to lay out the Empower on everyone, give him a little bit of extra goodies.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now they're looking to lay the push out.
Are fortified.
That works. Fear moving in, Moonlight Shadow early. For defensive purposes, they shove him back with the skewer, forced to jump to the north and now get out of there. Dire team getting sidetracked though. That's the point that they're trying to have Fog though. Scout it out. They lay out the sleep, pop quick sentry. There goes the ultimate. Bada bing, bada boom. Fog falls once more. Quick leap in by the Timber Saw. Buy back by Fog, get right back in the fight. That's going to hinder him a lot. Not able to get any more items for down the road. Halberd picked up by the Doom. we'll see if they try to hold the hill. Radiant trying to hold him back, not let him pass through the base. Disruption laid out, quickly thwarted. Big damage from the base laid out by Fear, and they quickly take out Trout, who buys right back. Doom laid out on the Wind Ranger, will fall as well. A quick 1-2 pick off. They take the Bane as well, and they hold up the hill. That was my iPad telling me that there was an email. 24-36 your score now. Oh, Trout shows up, got the RP ready to go, and they are man fighting, taking out Fear. Where was the rest of the team at? I felt like the confidence was there for him to push ahead. What was that? The big ball shoves itself in there. And Trout looking to fall, he falls again. Right after the buyback, falls again. They do get Fear. Now they're going to hokey doke, if you will, through the trees. Shadow Demon trying to get away from this. A bit of kite action here. Railgun going to be forced to step out. And Timbersaw coming from the back ropes on the outskirts. There goes a nicely timed fogged arrow, and they're going to go ahead and take him down. Fear shows right back up, doesn't have the mana, but that's a big amount of gold. What was that? 639 to finish the dominating streak of the Timbersaw. Nice job there. That was not the right button I wanted to do. Oh well, it's okay. Happy to get any sort of momentum they can. The Radiant stepping right back into this game. Fogged did have to pull the buyback, but happy to take that little bit of extra gold. Has the Lincolns obviously ready to go, and already 1,400 in the bank. Great exchange, great game. We got a game here. Pandago, I do believe we have a game. 26-38. How many is that? That is like 56, some 70 kills in 36 minutes. Real nice here. Timbersaw is losing a lot of blood charges here. Has the Lincolns as well. Wow. Opted to go for the Lincolns. I would have considered the idea of maybe a sheep stick, but they're real nervous about. He doesn't like that Doom. He knows it shuts him down. It renders him useless. And especially since Weaver has his own Lincolns, he knows that he would pretty much be the target if caught out there. Will get one himself. I don't know, I would have considered the idea of a BKB. He is building towards a sheep stick now, however. He's getting a lot of decent farm here. Already 1,400 in the bank. He'll have that sheep stick really near in the future. Potentially 45 minutes. That wouldn't be too bad to have. And while Fear using the assistance of the wards, firing up some ancients. Obviously, Orchid and Bloodstone, nothing really new to his name. About 2,200 in the bank. Obviously, they're going to be holding a lot of this gold. They want the buyback. I wouldn't say that any team fight can end this game, but if they get a nice successful team fight and a lot of like momentum to push the lane, it could help out. Is there a mechanism yet on this Radiant team? No! You know what? Not a bad idea for the Venomancer in this game to build towards the Agnum Scepter. No BKBs really yet that I'm seeing. No BKBs at all in the Dire, which does mean Venomancer's ult could do a decent amount of damage to their team. He gets in there early, he gets it off. Might have to sacrifice himself for it. I mean, it's a Venomancer. He doesn't really have, in this particular build, doesn't have too much to offer. Just try to lay a base of wards out rather early. Get the ult off. Maybe help a teammate out with the Force Staff, and then your job is done. Dire using the smoke, scouting through the jungle. They're not going to find anything, though. Where are they? Yeah, the Radiant are top lane. Already making a push. They know that. They see majority of the team there. They're just kind of running through the outskirts, and they're going to put the pressure on the mid lane, force the Radiant to potentially get back. Creeps are already here in their favor.
Regeneration.
Are they going to pull back? Do they take this time
Radiant's
to
middle
push?
tower
No, they're
is
going to
under
step
attack.
back. Radiant potentially looking for the tier 2, though. And Dire, obviously no Roche available. They're just kind of going to farm their way out. It's going to force a lot of them to get back. But look at that. Bane has no TP. Won't force himself to get to the side
Radiant's
shop to make
middle
anything
tower is
happen.
under attack.
Trout does obviously have a
Dire's
TP.
top tower
No
is
TP
under
though
attack.
for the Timbersaw, and they're going to get this without too much trouble.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Radiant looking to take it to the base. Feeling pretty confident. they did win that last team battle, and now they're laying it onto the base tower. Bingo, manning up, laying it out there hard, has the Doom available and ready. Trout whiffs on the skewer back, unable to get it, but still has that RP, waiting 5 more seconds though until he has the RP. Moves made in, big pull back there. Move, fall, what the hell happened there? Meanwhile, Railgun trying to come in from the back ropes, laying out the damage on the Storm Spirit. They do lose the Venomance as well, 1-for-1s, each support falls. And they're already laying out the tier 3, it does fall. Dire now going to shove them back, going to make them pay. They manage to take out the Shadow Demon, both supports fall. Fear on the run, he's bottling up. Finally, the Moonlight Shadow is laid out. Is the vision there? I don't think any vision there for the Dire team. They're going to be forced to step back here. And Radiant happy just to go ahead and take the tier 3. Trout very angry, kicks over that ward. Very frustrated by his missed early skewer. And half-decent RP. Or at least if I was to say so myself. Meanwhile, around top, Fear's looking to build towards that sheep stick. Probably going to be something pretty crucial to have before the next game. Desolator completed on the Weaver. We're going to go ahead and throw up those items so everyone can look it over.
Regeneration.
Fingo with the Reaver on hand. Trying to take up. He's going for that, you know... Oh, what is it called? What the utility Doom? That's what it is. That utility aura Doom. Just go ahead and survive up, get a proper Doom off, have the auras for your team, be the presence, be the meat for them, and absorb as much damage as possible, trying to deter them from making a lot of focus on the Storm Spirit and the Mirana, who could go for the supports in the back. Meanwhile, Dire taking the time to go ahead and try to take out the Roshan. Where's my Rosh song? Get my Rosh song out. No, that's not my Rosh song. Oh well, they take out him quickly before I can even get my Rosh song off, which is pretty depressing. And they hand over the Aegis, no surprise. What the heck? They hand it over to the Timbersaw. Timbersaw with the Aegis. Weaver doesn't get it. I'm not sure why that is. Pandango, if you can fill me in on why they decided to have the Timbersaw pick up the Aegis and not the Weaver, who has the spot available. Was that a bit of a miscommunication? It's not very good to have. 27-40. You gotta remember, a lot of people on this Radiant team looking to build up some serious lockdown. You know, a near sheep on hand by Fear. Speaking of which, Fear's making a move on Moo, lays out the Orchid, but now Doom. Doom on Windranger. They are switching back and forth between their targets. Fear shows up. RP is ready to go, but it's all over the place right now. Fear does manage to take out the Windranger. 2 down for the Dire. He's gonna run back. Trout still not using the RP, and it's kind of all over the place right now. Doom make a move in, and they take out the Weaver, who I bet wishes had that Aegis forced to pop anyways, and now the Radiant. Starting to run away with this. Oh, slight mistiming on the arrow. Will not matter. They pull him in, and they will fall.
Glorious stinks.
Bummer. So, Radiant team, go ahead. They're going to take a rotation to the top. Tier 3 is already down. They're thinking about making a move at the racks. If you look at the buybacks, it is available for the Weaver. They're going to try to at least bait it out. Try to make him spend the money. Weaver doesn't want to do it. Maybe he just knows it's pretty much going to happen and they're going to lose it. But, Radiant, happy to take out the racks.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Alright, this is just getting silly now. This soundboard is just ridiculous. Racks taken for the Radiant team, and they're gonna ping out, try to take the tier 2 on their way out. A little extra gold. Look at that gold graph. Up and down and back up we go. Radiant taking the lead as far as gold once again. Already about 2,500 in the bank. Meanwhile, in the base up here, they lay out the mechanism and trying to help out the team. Trout in a bit of trouble. Fogged on the run. They lose Fear. They lose Venomancer. Bane falls. Trout falls as well. He's forced to buy right back. Meanwhile, Fogged making a run out mid. Nice big RP by Trout. He wants redemption, and he takes out the Mirana. Good work by Trout. Now Fingo, shackled up. He's insulted by Fear in the meantime. They lay out the sheep. Trout doing work here. Skewers in the head. This is going to be a fallen Doom. And oh my god, the gold! 1041 gold towards the Weaver for that delicious, delicious bounty. Unknown why. They were still hanging around in the base. They pinged out to try to quickly get the tier 2 on the way out, but they decided to go for a battle in the
Dire's
base. Did
bottom
not work in
tower
their
is under
favor.
attack.
They still have the top barracks. But, Weaver with now 4K in the bank. I don't think he used his buyback, did he? No, he didn't use his buyback. So he still has his buyback available for a future fight. Big jump in by Fear. Pops the Lincolns, pulls him in. But no vision to make it continue. Now Weaver trying to main fan it out. Fear in a bit of trouble here. Wind Ranger shows up, lays out a shotgun that won't catch. Balls himself all the way down. He's making a run for it. Quick ball, but oh, they're going to try to go for this. They want the kill. Oh, wow. Trout tries to go towards the secret shop. It forces them. Pops the Invis. That's pretty convenient to have. Bottle up, but they scout him out. There goes the sheep. Fear in a world of hurt here. Wow, nice ball to get away. He's on the run right now. Eating the nuke. He's on the run, and he will deny himself. So a bit of chase there. Radiant unable to capitalize really in any other lane. In the meantime, Venomancer falls to the Timbersaw. What is happening this game? Just when you think the Radiant are running away with this game, they take the top rat. What is this free feed happening here? Why is the Shadow Demon just running through? And the Shadow Demon gets quickly taken. What is the throw that's happening here? By Team EG. Oh, Let It Go is Demon, by the way. What is happening? Alright, now they're going to go ahead and try to take a Rax of their own. Fear is about to be back up. Thank you very much,
Dire's
Bloodstone.
middle tower is
Doesn't have to
under
worry about
attack.
doing a buyback or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and throw
Radiant
up the
structures
net
are
worth as
fortified.
this Dire team looking to push the tier 1. Fear jumping in with the long ball. Trying to catch out Wind Ranger. Takes a lot of damage. One more hit will do it. They already take one out for the
Dire's
for the
middle
Dire.
tower is under attack.
Radiant trying to come right back into it. Quick leap in. Move. It's a few swacks to the face. Will fall. Wind Ranger actually buys back. Railgun now on the run. Now the Radiant quickly shove them right back out of the base.
Haste.
What happened? What did he do? Did he do the Bane? Doomspawn Fear. Okay. Fear's doing great work. He's got the sheep stick now, obviously. Bloodstone obviously helped him get right back into the fight. Timbersaw pushing out the bottom lane a little bit. Look at this Radiant. They're going to take it all the way to the base. Fingo wants the tower. Putting it down and hurting. 1 to 2. Here we go. I got Cranium Basher. Laying out the damage. Wow, Weaver eats the Sacred Arrow. Nice arrow laid by Fog, but he quickly will time-lapse to get out of there. Fear a little late to make an advancement. Pops out the Orchid, pops out the Sheep, pulls in the Wind Ranger. Now forced to step back, a Sheep of his own. They manage to finish off Fingo the Doom. Fog making advancements here on Trout. Trout does fall. Doesn't have the buyback available. 100 seconds till he's back in the fight. Fog, is he going to have to be forced back? He is. The Timber Chain will whiff, and now they're making a run to the Dire Drungle. Here comes Railgun Trout. I'm sorry, not Trout. Timbersaw makes a jump in and quickly finishes off Fog. The long Timber Chain. They're trying to hunt out Fear. Fear quickly balls down before it is slept.
Dire's
Trying to make a
middle
run for
tower
it.
is under attack.
Off the brief low magic wand. Low mana here. Balls down. He might be forced to kill himself. No kill himself available. Oh, boom. It hits the wall in the face. What are you going to do? What are they doing? They are not going. What is Timber doing up on the hill? What is happening right now? They're just letting him get away. Now Fear runs himself. I don't know what is happening. This is just... What? You know what? That's it. I can't even handle this soundboard anymore. We're going to put it over here. Alright. This game is just too cheesy right now. It's cheesier than my soundboard. Timbersaw is actually leading the net worth 24k. Where is the late game? Marana and Weaver here down the mid as far as net worth. Doom, Timber. This is like the longest mid game of Dota ever that I've seen. No late game in sight, no real damage, just a lot of pickoffs and trades and back and forths, and now Fear eating a lot of damage. The safety disruption. Oh, what the hell? Quickly gets himself out of that wreck situation, and now the Dire trying to make a move. Nicely done. The last wish of Demon is to save his buddy Fear, and Fear makes a run for it. Good job. Will blink himself away. Just that dirty, dirty little storm spirit to get out of there. Ifrit picks up the Shiva's armor. Not really needed right now as... Oh, I mean, Mirana managed to pick up a little bit of damage here. Manta and Diffusal. Fogged in his own world now. Really focusing towards the farm, building into that late game. To counter that, Weaver got the Chrysalis. Has a gem in hand. No more Moonlight Shadow for the Radiant team. So we might actually see the late game really come into play. Gotta remember, you always have that Magnus, that blink in, that RP to really set things up. That really hasn't had the opportunity just yet. The Radiant have been really good about spreading themselves so far that maybe only 2 of them will be in the top lane. Fog scouting out the Dire, scouting things out. Hero gun for a step back, a blink in. Here comes Fear. He is sheeped up though. They're trying to make a turn. The ult by Bane. They skewer him into the wall. They push him back right there, and they will take him out. The rest of the team not quite there in time. Here comes the RP by Trout. Trout being a lot of damage. Venomancer doing a lot of work with the damage over time, laying out the ultimate. Meanwhile, Fingo is shackled up, put down, has Doom, but unable to use it. He's got to get it off. Oh no, Doom lays out on the Timbersaw, and the Lincolns takes it away. Meanwhile, for the North Demon trying to man up, laying out the damage on Moo. Will he get it? Will the poison be enough? Sleeps himself, but will be finished off as Demon takes out the Bane with a little bit more poison. This game is ridiculous right now. All over the place. 4 fall for the Radiant, 3 for the Dire. They're trying to push ahead. Trying to look to go ahead and try to get into the base a little bit here. Not much buybacks available. Obviously, Doom has the buyback along with the Weaver if necessary. If the Venomancer wants to buy back, he needs to get right back into it earlier if he can get some wards laid out, but is not here. They're going to get this tier 3.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fortification laid out, but Venomancer's going to opt to wait. Instead, has 3.2k in the bank.
Middle tower has fallen.
Demon lays out the pause. Venomancer should come back earlier to really thwart them from coming in. Here comes Fear, dropping out the ball, trying to thwart them from getting away. Well, Weaver will not be deterred, trying to put the damage, but here we go. Sheep laid out. The Orchid, one more attack will do it. He does drop the gem, and now the Timbersaw. Timber chaining away, leaves the gem behind, trying to make a run for it. Here comes the TB. Do they have anything to stop it? There we go, they get it! The Lincoln's pops, but it will not matter. Demon lays out the disruption, and one more attack will do it. They take out the Timbersaw and the Weaver. They take the tier 3, but guess they wanted to wait things out a bit. Fear manages to show up, try to distract him a bit. Weaver decides to make a move on the Rax, but is caught off by the Sheepstick and pummeled down. Another back and forth we go. Fear building upon some little more survivability, gets the BKB. This might be disastrous. They're already doing a really good job laying out the lockdown, but the BKB now. Weaver feeling the pressure, pulls out the buyback. Daedalus now complete on him. So a lot of damage laid out if given the opportune time. Roche is there. The Dire looking to fight this. Weaver's back in it. The Trough is way to the north, way in the top lane. Oh, here it's spotted out. Nice shackle laid. They got some nice offensive wards here. They see the Dire coming. From the back ropes comes Timber. He lays out the Shivas. Quickly pulled in the damage. It is a lot. Doom will finish him off. In the meantime, Moo gonna be forced to run away. Fear's gonna be zapping back and forth. Trough shoves him back after the RP. But it will not be enough. They lose the Venomancer. They already lose the Bane. Timbersaw falls as well. Quickly buys back. And there goes Trout. Fear on low mana. They pop the Moonlight Shadow to get out of the jam. Timbersaw back in the fight. The Lincolns is already popped. And will step back. But here comes Big Daddy Fear. Trying to make a move in. Nope. Taking the upper hand. They're ready to take that team fight. Oh, arrow laid out on the Timbersaw. Flies in by Fear. Forced to pop the Shivas, but it will not be enough, and I wouldn't be surprised if the rest of the Dire team decide to tap out. as the Radiant. Now with Fog, with all that extra damage, look at that damage.
Radiant
They quickly call the GG, and this one's over. A lot of action there in this top lane. Oh, sorry, not this top lane. A lot of action in this game. Sorry, it's getting late. I'm glad I could step in here and cast a couple of games with you guys before I call it a night. I'll definitely be back tomorrow. I'm not sure if it'll be on my stream or if it'll be on NeoDota or what, but you can always follow me on Twitter to see where I'm going. Apologies on a little bit of lackadaisical, streaming and casting. Man, I am tired. But a lot of throws in that game. A very long mid game, but they get it going. Look at, and my cursor's gone. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What is happening? Where is my music? Let's get some music going. Alright guys, thank you very much for hanging out. I was happy to have 80 of you here. Thank you. Look guys, Honey Badgeroni, Knowledge Junkie, Rude Dudes, Topaz First, Mr. Peabody 13, all and the rest of you. I want to thank you very much for coming by. Let's go ahead and flip the camera. Hey guys. Hey. I want to thank you guys very much for coming on by. And if you haven't already, please hit follow. And like I said before, I will be back tomorrow in the evening. I wish you would do. I do have some items I will give away tomorrow for sure. I just today picked up this nice little treat. Liquid IX mics, a little drow arm. Why not, right? And, some other things. Not gonna give away that, not yet. But, you know how it goes. I'm just such a giving person, you know. Alright, so, guys, I wish you would be well, and, check out one of those other streams. And, start Jackson around. Maybe we'll hop in and cast the next game. But, take care, guys.